You know what's cool? I'm eloping today, and once it's official, I'm gonna be able to like really hit her like without like, you know, because you can't. It's weird to hit your girlfriend. You know what I mean?
I'm so giddy for you, bro. That sounds awesome. that sounds great.
Yeah,
dude.
that was so genuine.
It's like, oh man, that sounds sick, dude. I can't wait till you can beat your wife, man. That's so fucking cool.
Dude, it's fucking sick, dude. I'm so excited. Like as soon as it's like it's done.
He's like, all right, it's fine. Fucking just a walloper.
I fucking dude, I'm talking about a Shinku Shoryuken.
Oh my god, the
like
punch to the gut and then the Shoryuken. The fucking perfect. Oh man,
like, I'm talking about.
You've been watching Andrew Tate?
I've been watching way too much Andrew Tate. He's like, you gotta hit your fucking bitch. You gotta hit your bitch. You gotta slap her one, and then she'll make you dinner if she's not dead. And I'm like,
if your girlfriend kills herself with another man's gun, that's cheating. And it's like he's a very bizarre. So I feel like I'm relatively plugged in, right? Like I feel like I'm not in the know with every single thing that happens on the internet, but I feel relatively plugged in enough that I wouldn't be surprised by something. But I feel like one day this guy just appeared and everybody just accepted that he was like a part of the internet and almost like, it's like, oh yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, that's Andrew Tate. He's like, when did this happen? Like,
I can tell you exactly how it happened.
I can tell you exactly what happened too. Here's
the thing. How he blew up is very specific.
Yeah, the blow up is specific, but his existence has been around for a while.
Right, his existence has been around for a while, but he's only been around he's a person. Yeah, he's a person. Of course, he's existed for a while.
His internet presence has existed for quite a bit of time, actually.
But he was only underground to the incels and shit. He was the incel king for a while. I didn't know about him for a while. I think I found out about him in 2018 or 19. I'm not sure.
I found out about him this year. But that's because I was watching one of the I've been on a journey to acquiesce as much British slang as I can for my own. I'm appropriating as much as I can. It's to the point that I no longer say crazy. I say mad. That is actually what I say now. But
that's mad, bro.
You're moving mad, bro. You've gone, man. But I was watching this show called Grilled or something like that. And he was on it with a really pretty, like, light-skinned black girl. And I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this. And then in the middle of me, like, playing Destiny while I was watching it, I heard him say some wild shit. And I was like, what? This guy is real. Like, he was raising his voice to her in a way that if I was at that date, I would have been like, yo, bud, you good? He would have fucked me up. He would have fucked me up, beat the shit out of me. But still, I would be like, hey, man, like, calm down, dude. And I also saw one of his kickboxing fights, like in 2012 or something like that. And I was like, man, this sort of skinny guy beat the fuck out of this other dude.
I never watched any of his shit as far as that. But let me give you the actual how he blew up though. There's a podcast with Tom Segura and his wife Christina Pazinski. They brought him up. They found his channel, or at least one of the fans found his channel, and they showcased it. And so it was on the podcast. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This is crazy. I went to look him up on Twitter because I'm like, I gotta follow this guy. And the funny thing is, before my old account got suspended, I was like, what does it say about me that he's fucking following me? Like, he was following me when I went to go find this guy. And I was like, oh, shit. And then YMH, they revealed their new studio. They moved to fucking Texas like every other stupid-ass comic because of Joe Rogan. And then they invite Andrew Tate on. And that podcast blows up immediately because undeniably it's fucking hilarious. He's just such an asshole, but like he's leaning into it, trying not to laugh because he's aware of how stupid he sounds. I'll at least give him credit. He's aware of how fucking like absurd he sounds, where he's trying not to laugh while he's saying some of this absurd shit. But I'm sure he also believes it at the same time, right? So after that happened, after he literally was on TikTok all the time. He's on everyone's fucking podcast, and now to the point where he's debating Hassan and shit. And really, at the end of the day, I saw Andrew Schultz come on YMH, and he was like telling like, "This is your guys' fault. You guys fucking did all of this. You guys fucked the world." And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys literally let fucking the cat out of the bag, or whatever the fuck you want to say." So that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, I never heard of this guy because I don't follow any of that, any area that he had any prevalence in. I wasn't following. So like I saw him for the first time, I think like maybe like last month. You know, like I'd never seen.
Like 2 months ago was the first time I watched like a video of his, and I was like, "This man is crazy."
I'm just like, what the fuck? What is this?
I was like, this guy
is such a bizarre. Like,
he's really entertaining, though. That's the thing. He's really, really entertaining.
Well, what's entertaining about it is that he kind of looks like a buff ET. Like there's something bizarre about it. Like the way that proportionally, the way that the amount of muscle he has versus how skinny he is at the same time versus how shiny-headedly bald he is. It's like it comes across as like this weird. There's like a strange like.
I can kind of see it. He'd be a fun character to draw if I could draw. You know.
I love that he's the incel king. Like he's the king right now, bro. Like
king of the incels.
Absolute king. Absolute king.
He is everything an incel wants to be.
There is
disrespectful to women. A warrior. He can hurt people.
Yeah. Rich and strong.
He's rich and strong. Like he is like the peak. That's why like there's part of me like the misogynistic part of my soul is like, this guy's awesome. But then like the part of me that was raised by my grandma is like, but he's definitely not safe to have girls around. But he's really cool though. He's really
Look, I need to say something that here's the thing that made me lose respect for him. In a way that, because when I would see like, oh, he plays into a lot of this stuff. However, when he was explaining how he gets his money, he explained how he got his money. And he was like, oh, casinos and all. He's basically doing just the shadiest stuff imaginable. He moved to Romania specifically to run amok. And one thing he said, he says this specifically about Romania. He's like, the great thing about the corruption here is that if I get pulled over for a ticket, I can just pay like the cop immediately and then the ticket's gone.
Yeah.
You know, like the corruption here is way more prevalent. And so here's the thing. He got arrested and charged, but the charges were dropped about kidnapping and trafficking women or something. And everyone was like, holy shit. Right. Now, it got dropped, but the thing is, from what he said before, he probably paid some money, and then the charges got fucking dropped. So I think he does actually do that.
Crazy.
Exactly, dude.
That's beyond just being like an edgy weirdo.
Well, the
that's
thing is that he's also doing
that's
like
Epstein
he's
territory.
running like a fucking like whole ass like pyramid scheme for all these fucking.
Oh
people
yeah,
that,
the what is it, Hustlers University or whatever the fuck?
Yes, that's right.
And I'm like, bro, like that's a like because I watched a moment of like Hassan and his argument, and I was like, dang, Hassan, your voice is so impalatable. But it was just like the idea of me just like, oh, I'm watching this, and then like Hassan is bringing up points where that is obviously a pyramid scheme because every person pays like he has like 100,000 students, and he's getting paid like a bunch of money off of these fucking guys that are inept, and they're like, oh, this guy will lead me to the promised land of pussy and money. And it's just so sad. It's so sad because it's just like, damn, dude, you got that many people.
They don't realize, like,
you?
number one, you can't fight. You don't fucking like. First of all, like his dad was world renowned, so he already had kind of like a step up. Like his dad's like a.
Oh yeah, it's always people with like both feet in the door already who like
right.
I just pulled myself up from my bootstraps, man.
I just fucking did this. Like all the boomers, like I put myself up my bootstraps, even though most boomers.
No. It's like every single article of like, here's how I, as a millennial, bought my house on a $40,000 a year salary, and the second paragraph always starts with, I got a chance to borrow $600,000 from my parents and grandparents, and I had a base of 1.6 million, and it's like,
it's always
no
like
shit.
That.
You could get a house, you fuck, you idiot.
You could buy a country. You could buy a small island. You fucking gnome. You fucking idiot.
It's like that famous line. What did Trump say? the small loan. I had a small loan of $1 million, and I'm like, God, that just makes me so depressed that someone could think, anyone on earth could think that's a small loan. I'm like, fuck, man.
It is sincerely like baffling, and I don't know. That's why I did not know about the trafficking. Imagine being trafficked by a muscular ET in sunglasses. That is fucking scary.
What makes it sad is that he can fight. He can really fight. That's what hurts me the most. Like, it's not like he's like some show, like, oh, because, you know, like, a lot of people probably bodybuild because they can't fight. They don't know how to fight, so they're going to appear intimidating. You know, obviously, to like, to intimidate people. But this motherfucker will beat most people's ass. Like, if someone punches up on him, he will tear them apart. And it's like, this is damn.
It is an annoying thing that
he's actually a warrior. Like,
he kind of has the total package of what those people are actually looking for. There's a lot of times the incel kings are always just pussies themselves. They're like they always looked up, like they were looking up to Elliot Rodger for a while. They're looking up to that fucking
imagine Elliot Rodgers being someone you aspire toward. That's crazy.
There's people.
It's pretty nuts. It's pretty
nuts. The thing is, it's like Andrew Tate's probably also heavily brain damaged.
Oh, yeah, he's a fighter.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's a given.
For sure. He's got a little bit of CTE for sure.
That's what happens, bro. If you want to be a warrior, bro, you'll be able to kill somebody, but then sometimes counting will be.
That's his excuse. Listen, I cheat on my women because I don't remember them. All right, I can't remember who I'm exclusive with or who I'm not. So they give you it's ableism actually, if you really think about it, to force monogamy upon me, but not force monogamy upon yourself. Actually, when you really think about it, you're the bad guy. And it's like, oh, okay, Andrew.
You do a very good Andrew Tate.
That's not even him. That's just an angry person.
It kind of is him. He talks fast and assertive like that.
He's very assertive, and that's why
for some people. Go ahead.
He's really assertive, and low key, that's why women, when they talk to him, they buckle. Like, I've noticed that particularly. he ups his tone to the point where it's not yelling, but it's like forcefully stating things. And he talks really fast, and you can see women he talks to buckle because they get scared. It's like,
I remember him.
Fuck, dude, that's so true. Because everything's fine, and then when a guy yells at his girlfriend stops and cries. You know, once you're like, yo, you raise your voice.
Is that
proper.
A fucking, you psychopath?
What?
Is that a knife
in my hair?
What is that?
Pick? Why the fuck would I have
my
knife?
Like, turn it. Hold on. Turn it. Hold on. Look. Hold on. Turn it. Turn it.
I don't know how to
turn it a little bit back the way it was. It looked so much like a fucking kitchen knife for a second. I was like, I know you have a pick, but I was like, it looked like you stabbed yourself in the head and kept talking, and it freaked me the fuck out so deeply.
Actually so fucking dumb. That is the craziest stupid. Dude, imagine I stab myself in the head. I'm like, oh.
Kingston,
and I start leaking.
I'd be some Andrew Tate shit, man.
I just wouldn't. The thing about it is, like, I know you have a pick, so my first assumption was a pick, but then I was like, that looks like a knife. And then I thought, would Kingston do that? And I thought, I don't know.
If I stab myself in the head.
I don't know if he'd stab himself in the head.
I don't know if that's off the table for you.
I would stab myself in the head with this little resistance? Just a blade in my skull with that little...
I think it's possible that your hair is so thick and your scalp hasn't actually... I feel like your scalp is the scalp of a baby because it hasn't been exposed to the atmosphere in like 20 years.
My hair,
I feel like it's like a very, very. I feel like it could very easily be peeled off, almost like a.
I admit I am
like a sunburn.
I am tender-headed. I admit that I am quite tender-headed.
What does a bald Sweeney look like?
You've seen it already. You've already seen it.
A buzzed. When?
I cut my hair whenever I used to cut my hair when I'd cut it to be all the way gone.
I don't even remember that.
The last time I got like a Caesar was maybe like 2018, maybe. But like I usually cut my hair like really low.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now. I'm getting.
I just have so much.
Okay.
I just have hair like wildfire, so my hair grows back and it's just like this again. One time I had a bang.
Don't stab yourself in the head.
That's pretty nuts. Yeah, but Andrew Tate, you're more than welcome to come on the podcast. We'll reminisce about all the women you've trafficked. What your favorite trafficked women? Allegedly, of course.
Yeah, allegedly. Like who on the on the list? How would you rank the women that you have trafficked into slavery?
Which are the easiest to get? I feel like American women are easiest to traffic.
Oh yeah, I think it's like a lot of. Actually, that's not true.
It's very clearly literally everybody else because
the thing is this Americans we have this nature where we assume that the world bends to us, so we go places. Like I've been to the Caribbean so many times, and like every time I go to the Caribbean, a girl goes missing because it's like, I'm gonna go do this, and it's like, you probably shouldn't do that. It's like, I'll be fine, all right, it's okay, and it's like, it's not gonna be okay. And then
the guy with the missing eye told her to come downstairs and party, and then she never fucking returns.
Yeah, she's fucking.
Yeah, well, the thing about that though is that like that. The thing about that though is that she will end up on the news, whereas in like anywhere else, it's just like you go to somebody's house and it's like, oh, where's your daughter? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, she's gone.
It's like fucking Stranger Things, you know? They just
you think Will's in the walls? It's like she's not in the walls, bro.
This is why I had 10 of them. So
she's somewhere.
She's somewhere
in Sudan.
And one of those motherfuckers will become famous at some point. You know, that's why you gotta have a lot of kids.
Yeah,
taking care of.
I'm gonna have at least 18 kids.
It's not the same anymore, Chris. Now kids there's no benefit of kids. Once upon a time,
but I'm gonna
you give them all TikTok accounts dude, as soon as they're out the womb, dude.
No, but you see, the thing is, my thing is that like I'll have kids. I'll have kids and then I'll have kids and then I'll abandon them. Right? I'll leave. I'll go away. I'll have like 18 of them, like in a very short span of each other, and then whichever one makes it,
you return to that one.
I'll keep tabs. Like, oh, you made it, and then I'll reach out. It's like, son or daughter, I was kidnapped by a Libyan prince. And I was working in the mines for however long. It's like a really sympathetic story as to why I went missing. And then suddenly I've reconnected with my incredibly famous son/daughter. And that's the long game.
You are a dog shipper. You're every NBA dad. You're every NBA father, bro.
They're awesome.
Look at you. You've acquired something.
Dude, my son's like me and my mom, we got like just. You know, it's weird. My mom's mom is like 6'1" or something, and then my fucking mom's like 5'2" or some shit. So she's all pissed off because she loves basketball. And then, of course, I got her fucking genes because I'm short as well. So I'm like, thanks, mom. But my dad wasn't tall either. However, there's everybody else in my fucking family on her side are towering. So, and then my lady, she's tall. And so my kids have a large chance of being really fucking tall. And I'm
JoJo's tall?
Force them. Yeah, she says she's 5'9", but I think she's 5'10".
And and it's going to be a biracial one. So it's going to be viewed better societally too. Because all drafts have been lately just been biracials. So you got a
be like
chance.
Late.
It's going to be like a Steph Curry. She's going to be like a fucking Blake Griffin. You know, just
I had no idea she was that tall.
Yeah, she. I was trying to see when have we ever stood next to each other.
Put that little little hybrid motherfucker in the fucking league, bro. Put that little fusion in the league.
Like I said, like I'm going to not. I'm going to suggest. I'm going to force him to play basketball, and then he makes millions, and then we get to all the stuff that I've always wanted. I want the House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn. I want the arcade machine in my house. I want that shit in my house, man. It's like just I want stupid novelty shit like that. Like, you know those stupid arcade games you always play.
That's crazy.
I want the Walking Dead one where you have you reload with fucking crossbows, which makes no sense. You're just shooting a bunch of crossbows. I'm like, why don't you just make them guns? Just make them guns. This game doesn't make sense at all. You just have like crossbows that shoot like dozens of fucking bolts. I don't know. It's so stupid.
Oh, listen. Speaking of, since we're on the topic. We have to talk. I want to talk about KOTOR a lot because this situation's fucking crazy. All right.
Right.
Like I have never seen something on this scale get fucked this quickly in this way. So for those of you who don't know, Knights of the Old Republic is getting remade. It's I don't know what publisher, but it's supposed to be like a PlayStation timed exclusive, I think, from I believe Aspire, which is like this relatively sort of well-known studio. They haven't exactly proven themselves, but apparently the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is on pause due to serious trouble. And apparently, like, the directors have been fired or let go. It's bad over there. And I don't know much about Star Wars. I played a little bit of the original KOTOR, and I did like it. But this is a huge game for this to happen to, and the fact that, like, people were let go is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, it's owned by Embracer Group. Cool.
KOTOR is like one of the... KOTOR is like one of the, like, quintessential RPGs of, like, the 2000s. Like, it's like one of those games where people are like, KOTOR is such a good game that people still say you should play, even though it plays like fucking dog shit now. It's horrible, bro. But like,
it's a terrible experience.
No, it's not though. That's the thing. It's because of the story. You're like, this is all right. You start thinking it's good. You're like, wow, this game's pretty great. When I think of it, oh man, I get to customize my lightsabers. This is not. And then your brain starts tricking you into believing this game is great, and then you got to take a step back and be like, is it?
It's got great elements, but this was the headline that I was looking for. Knights of the Old Republic remake is delayed indefinitely, according to report. Which is
they're just like
perpetuity, bro.
They're just like literally, they're just like, there should just be some asshole on the who's going.
Marge,
I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do.
I don't know how to take care of this.
We'll see what happens.
Marge, they delayed KOTOR
again.
I'm sorry, homie.
Homer.
God, she sounds so fucking.
She sounds like she's been throat fucked like continuously until
like
her
she
voice
does
boxes came
DPs
out.
with her throat. Like somebody cut a hole down here and they fucked here while someone was fucking the rest of her throat.
Do you remember when they reconstructed that mummy's vocal cords?
Yeah, and it screamed.
I feel like it would sound like how she sounds today. Like, it's just so sad to hear Marge Simpson in the context of a current Simpsons episode, because she sounds like she's being abused while she's recording. She sounds like she's being punched in the gut, stabbed, like, oh, I'm gonna poke little holes in her lungs. Just like, I don't know what they're doing, but they really need to give her a fucking beating her. Handle it. You could probably handle half of this shit with AI now, to be honest. You know, like, just do that. The fact that they have it just replaced her is so funny. It's so funny. It's just like, dude, it's too late to replace her, because at this point it's like you're never going to replace her for longer than that you would have had her. Because The Simpsons is 34 seasons or some shit.
But they're gonna go to 60 seasons, man. Like, just replace her before she dies, so she can retire gracefully. It's probably, and I'm gonna be real, they probably respect her so much.
That's definitely what
that
it is.
It's her.
That has to be
it's
what
her.
it is.
You think it's her that she wants to stay?
Yes, and they would like to let her go because they're not deaf, but they're just like, fuck, man, she's been here so long, we respect her. And what do we do? And then they're probably gonna hire Andrew Tate to like.
Homie, Bart's been listening to Andrew Tate, homie.
Oh, Marge,
it's not my problem. He'll be fine. And Bart comes down. Hey, look at this. I don't know how to sound like Andrew Tate, because he sounds like
don't have a cow whore. Don't have a cow, you stupid bitch.
Don't have a cow, whore. I'm a high value male, whore.
The thing is that Andrew Tate sounds English most of the time, and sometimes he doesn't, and it's just like,
yeah, he grew up.
He sounds like American
in England a lot.
He sounds like an American.
He grew up in both places. That's his problem. He has this weird fucking accent because he grew up in like in England and I think a little bit of the U.S. Because I don't remember if which one of, I think they moved around a lot because his dad was a soul brother that fucking was a master at chess, which is just weird when you see that. I was like, every chess guy you ever hear about is just the I was gonna say something really bad, but
it's
the
true.
most plainest.
They're the most like. This nigga can't talk to a girl. This guy can't talk to a girl. He can't.
They're that guy. But this guy, apparently, I was reading this is really weird. I was reading in a Twitter thread of a girl, and it checks out because she was older. She looked like she was probably in her late 40s, actually like in her 50s or something like that, where she was saying that she served in the Air Force with him, and they were stationed in Berlin, and they were talking about his dad, how fucking weird he is, and but pretty assertive, but also, all that blah blah blah. Like just the way that he is, it made sense that Andrew Tate would grow up this way because he was like weird, but he was also smart. So it was an interesting origin story where I'm like, it's weird what the random people that you can find in these fucking Twitter threads and shit for like, I know this guy, I know this and this and that. And then he grew up just bouncing around everywhere. So he sounds fucking weird as shit. And, but yeah.
Have you ever seen Highlander?
What, Christopher Lambert one, or what do you mean?
Yeah, the movie. Their first movie.
Yeah.
He sounds like, the main character, how he sounds like he's from like 80 different places. And you're like, what fucking accent is that? Like, what? And he's like, where are you from? He's like, a lot of places. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? I forgot the main character. Is his name Gregor? No.
I used to, no.
What's his name?
I used to, McLeod. It's something McLeod.
Ethan McLeod? Aaron McLeod? Aaron?
I think it's Ethan. Oh, let's look it up. Because it's been so long since I've seen Highlander. So let's see. Connor McLeod.
Connor, there you go. He sounds like Connor McLeod. He sounds like a bunch of different combinations of an accent. And it's like, all right, that's cool.
It's also, I bet the brain damage doesn't help.
Yeah, that's
he probably kind of forgets.
Well, the thing is that I never saw him get hit a lot. That's the thing. I don't ever see him get hit a lot because he's such a good fighter.
He probably did most of it getting hit in sparring and shit. He doesn't seem like the type of person that try to be safe while sparring. He probably, in a place where they just try to knock each other out. Unless if he trained in Thailand, I know that the Thai people are very good at not giving people CTE since they fight so much. Since they'll fight like 500 fucking fights in their career or something, so they have to
in Thailand
not hit each other in the head while they're fucking sparring.
In Thailand, they just have fucked up sternums and shit because they kick the fuck out of each other, dude. I have seen people in fucking Muay Thai fights literally do like standing roundhouse to each other's chests, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You're gonna break your leg or someone's chest. And they're both at the end of the fight, they both knuckle tap each other. You're like, good fight. And I'm like, what is this?
If you guys want to hear the funniest sounds you might ever hear in your life, just fucking find footage of a Thai practicing, just a gym of them sparring and practicing. I can't even describe it with my fucking words. It sounds like a fucking zoo because they're crazy. They really enunciate their sounds this is something that's well known because they just make sounds when they hit. They're one of those type of people. Every once in a while you see a fighter that likes to fucking verbally say something when they're like, or like there's for some reason a lot of women do that. That versus like men. I don't know why. It's kind of like tennis. You ever notice that too?
Yeah.
The women, for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's just appealing or something. But the Thai people, they just all do it. So imagine fucking 100 people in a big gym just all fucking making the Thai language type of sounds that they make. It's pretty incredible.
They breed warriors,
bro.
It's insane. Watching
they're fucking nuts, man.
Watching them fight, like watching the way they've adapted boxing into. Like, cause Muay Thai is sort of like, because kickboxing and Muay Thai are very similar for the most part, is that Muay Thai is more, you have more appendages available to use.
Well, right. It's the style of kickboxing.
They enunciate the use of the elbows and knees a lot. And watching how well they transform, like, because boxing's already like an average person. You should learn how to box. That'll help you be able to read people's movements and be able to throw proper punches and fuck people up. But then watching them add kicks and elbows and shit into that fighting style, watching some of their evasive techniques is just mind blowing. Like 40-year-old guys that are well past their prime, just like completely outdancing the guy they're fighting. And it's just like,
it's crazy.
These guys are warriors.
I remember I saw this one clip of these two guys fighting, and the dude kicks a guy in the shoulder, and what happens? His torso twists all the way around, but his legs and head stay exactly where they were. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. He was just stuck that way for the rest of his life until he died like 3 days later.
So I'm gonna the craziest thing I've seen actually.
It's crazy that happens.
Two people throw like opposing punches and then go for roundhouse kicks, and they both missed each other, and then they shook each other's hand right afterwards.
I've seen
and
that.
that was just
I think I have seen that video as well.
It was like playing Street Fighter and you keep clanking with someone. It's like what? Beautiful shit.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun shit. But yeah, Andrew Tate's the GOAT. Hunter Biden's the GOAT.
Hunter Biden. I want them to chill with each other, bro.
Dude.
I want them to chill with each other.
That should be.
Holy
that should
shit.
be the way. Hold on. That should be the way that we. every time we say this person is the GOAT, it's very clearly
bad people.
the exact. So it's like I love the idea of just like having podcasts just named like I don't even know who's like a terrible. Like Ethan Ralph is the GOAT, or like you know, like
Jeffy Epps for the win.
Jeffrey Epps is the Chris Chan is the GOAT.
Is the GOAT.
He's getting out of jail soon.
A lot.
Chris Chan is I think he's out of jail next week or maybe later this week. I'm not super sure.
Let's go.
Very, very soon. So, in case you were wondering about how long you would be in prison if you fucked your dementia-ridden mother against their will, it's not that long. So,
oh man,
it really isn't. I mean, so if you've been fiending for your mom,
if you've been fiended, you know the penalty. It's not. I mean, I guess you have to be like profoundly, you know.
You got to be something to even do that in the first place. In all fairness, so
yeah, that's kind of the thing too. It's like that's also the thing too, where it's like you're already there if you're even considering. So
if you've had thoughts about it, you're like, you know what, she don't look that bad, and then you're like, oh, you already fell off, dude. You're already gone.
I imagine that it's like I get free housing for 10 months.
Oh, it's not
this,
bad.
this is depressing me. Can we stop?
3 hots in a cot, man. 3 hots in a cot.
It makes you what? Chris Chan makes you sad?
Yes. I don't find anything about Chris Chan's situation funny at all. But it's because I came into it too late. That's the thing. Like I didn't see it go from being like when it was air quotes funny to what it is now. So funny. I've just seen only him drinking his cum in Mountain Dew and like just sad shit. And I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like viewing this.
I agree. I'm not a fan of the. Like I said, I've never seen I've seen a couple of videos. I watched a little bit of the Nikocado thing. There was like a 3-hour video. I watched a little bit of it. I watched, there's some things that I can dip into. I watched actually a pretty good video about Grade A Under A, and how he even changed the landscape of YouTube, which I kind of forgot. That do you remember copyright systems? Whoever copyrighted your shit would steal all your money. And then after they siphoned all of it, then they would just release the claim because there was nothing you could do about it. When he started this campaign, how it is now, where the money goes into escrow, where whoever wins it gets the money. So nobody's just collecting the money. It's just an escrow, and that was because of him. And I'm like, what the? I forgot about that shit, which is kind of nuts that fucking Indian bastard. Because he started this thing called Make YouTube Great Again, and then Susan Wojcicki actually responded to it, saying like, "We hear you," and she used the hashtag. And I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" Anyway, I don't even remember my original point. We were talking about Chris Chan. Whatever. I was just saying Chris Chan. I never delved too deep into Chris Chan. It was just that locale that was just too much for me. But this was kind of funny to me. It's kind of funny. I can't lie. It's
not too different. It's really not too different from Ethan Ralph. If you really break it down, like. Chris Chan isn't as violent, but he's just as nefarious, really.
He is. That's the thing. He's not.
That's kind of thing. It's like it comes across as a lot sadder, right?
It's sad. I don't feel any sadness for Ethan Ralph at all.
It comes across sadder though, but like if the second you like dive deeper into it, it's like, oh, it is sad only because of the people around him, and it's like it's kind of fucked that this happens to a person, but at the same time, just not a good person. Going around into malls like harassing people. He pepper sprayed a fucking GameStop employee because Sonic's arms were the wrong color on a fucking game case. It's like it's insane. And it's not like Ethan Ralph where he's like, I'm gonna fight 10 Brazilians who are 10 feet taller than me and somehow not feel it. Like Ethan Ralph is just too stupid to understand that his body is in mortal peril. Like he's not brave. It's the exact opposite almost. Yeah. Where it's like he's too stupid to understand the danger he's in, so he's not afraid. And people mistake that. People mistake that for like, that's like bold. That's really brave. It's really ballsy. And it's like, no, it's the opposite.
Not courage, you're dumb, bro.
Courage is being afraid and doing that anyway. But he's not afraid. There's no fear in his eyes. There's no love in his eyes. There's no nothing in his eyes. His eyes are just like, they're just pupils. It's like a dog. It's like, this is just an animal doing something. It's just like you look at him and there's something off. It's like it's like that Ron Perlman cat. You know what I'm talking about?
That man cat.
I've never seen the Ron Perlman cat.
No,
look
up
for your There's a cat that looks like Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking lose your shit when you see this.
Oh no, what's gonna happen?
It does look it's so
what is it? Is it actually it?
It's so clearly Ron Perlman. It's insane.
Oh my god, that cat with the human face! I remember it now.
Dude, that is Ron.
That's disgusting.
They fucking Ron Perlman's too old to star in a new Hellboy, so they get the fucking cat. They fucking put the cat in the costume.
That is so wildly disrespectful. That is so wildly disrespectful.
Hey, much respect to Ron Perlman. I like.
Oh my god, they got rid of the Roblox death sound. It's not in the game anymore.
Why would they do that? Isn't that
It's like the most iconic part of that game.
That's the only part that I actually know about the game.
That and being called the N-word a lot by 6-year-olds, but
that's a lot of games, to be fair.
That's true.
That's true.
I think that happened to me on fucking Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker trilogy.
The minute you stepped into PvP,
can you imagine?
You're playing as Vader. You're an N-word. It's like, what the hell?
No. It wasn't PvP. It was split screen co-op.
With my nephew. With my
one
nephew.
of your homies. I was playing with my dad. I was playing, Dad, you want to play? I don't want to play your N-word Star Wars game.
I don't want to play. That's so fucking dank.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine playing? Can you imagine playing like, I don't even Call of Duty or something like split screen with your biz? Like, hey mom, hey dad, I want to show you this game I really like. I want to share something that there's something that I love that I want to share with you. And he's like, all right, son. He sits down, and immediately he's entranced by whatever spirit takes control of all those kids.
Imagine realizing your dad's a gamer, like a gamer asshole. Like the moment you're playing your dad in a game and you're like, oh shit. Yo, you suck, dude. Like, you're a piece of shit, dad. He's saying like all the worst shit. He's like he's griefing people. Like, in like, oh my god, my dad
He's
sucks.
teabagging. Your dad is teabagging before he has any concept of what that means.
He doesn't. Dude, did you? It's funny that this happened. So a UFC event just happened this weekend. And this guy, Paddy Pimblett, this fucking guy from Liverpool.
I saw the fight.
God, dude. I can't. The Liverpool people are taking over. But yeah, he did it. He literally teabagged his opponent. It was so funny.
He fought with so much spirit, though. That was such a good fight.
It was great, but it's just, I just love that, like, our generation is fucking like now growing up. Like now you can see our generation doing extraordinary things, and they're able to do shit like that. They're able to do dumb shit like that now.
Imagine getting teabagged, bro.
I'm a Saladorina.
This video is insane of a real person teabagging over an opponent in a real world setting. That is so crazy.
it's our generation growing up with like the things that you think of like, oh man, we did that in video games, and now you can take it to real life scenarios.
I really hope to God this generation never has to go to actual war, because God Christ, like, can you imagine the leaked, like, I don't even know at that point, like, what technology we would have. The leaked, like, BDU military helmet camera footage of people, like, shooting people in the face and actually teabagging them for minutes straight.
Or imagine,
like, that will happen.
A little kid that played Fortnite shoots somebody downs and runs up into a building and throws them off the building. And it's like, what the fuck? Yo, you threw a body off a building into an IUD or IED or something like that. He pops. He's like, yeah, let's throw C4. Let's throw C4 on this earth again.
I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you.
Or
I'm gonna save you from the comments. It's an IED.
IED.
It's the explosive.
IUD.
IUD.
The thing that helps girls not get pregnant.
It's that little copper fucking thing that they shove up.
What the hell does that stand? What does the IUD stand for?
No clue.
Improvised uterus device.
Shut up. Could you imagine someone sticking C4 to a car and then watch this sick shit goes off a ramp, jumps out the car, and a C4 truck hits and blows up? Fucking, I got a fucking Predator missile.
I would have seen some asshole. What is it?
It is an intrauterine device, which makes sense.
Close enough. It's not improvised.
Yeah, it's not an improvised explosive device.
But it should
Holy
be.
Fuck.
It's fucking
Can you
should
imagine?
be.
I mean...
Can you imagine just a mix-up like that? It's like, oh, fuck. I thought you said IED.
That's some Jane the Virgin shit right there.
And he like blew it, like he fucking pressed the button and blew her up, and he's like, oh. Ooh,
it's like that scene in The Boys.
That.
It's like that scene in the beginning of The Boys, season 3.
That scene fucked me up because I was not ready for that.
I haven't seen that shit yet.
I'm not gonna say it.
No, it's cool. I know what happened. Actually, no, it actually got. Sorry, you're good. It got spoiled for me already. I know it.
What was it?
I forgot. I know it. I know what it is.
Then you
want me to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. My fucking roommate. He was like, "This isn't spoiling the show," but he told me the moment where it was a sexual moment and a guy. Yeah, like an Ant-Man type of character.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
You got it.
You got it.
That
shit was.
That's like that. That is in fairness the first 5 minutes of the season, so it's not too bad.
Shit had me
but
I'm catching up though. I'm on season 2, episode 8, so I'll be on season 3 very soon.
Oh yeah, you're getting good. Fucking what's next? Resident Evil, Netflix. Ooh. That came out in the time that we haven't posted. That's been a thing. Woo. So listen, I'm gonna say this. I love Resident Evil, right? Like I really appreciate it a lot.
So fun.
And I was so excited to see yet another one of these. I have not finished it. I saw like 2 episodes and I checked out. You guys apparently finished it.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
Which is
every episode.
I don't know how you managed that.
Every episode.
I didn't think I was going to make it, but a couple of things happened that drew me into where it's like, I have to finish this. This is the decisions that are made in the show are so wacky that it kind of pulled me back in because I was bored. I was like, this isn't the way people were talking about it was as if it was on the same like level as Fast and Furious or something. Like it's just that stupid.
Hell no.
But I was like, no, they're trying. The cinematography is a bit. I was like, all right, it's just not worth watching. It's stupid, and that's not good enough for me to watch the entire series. But then a couple things happened that pulled me back in, especially towards the end of the series, where I was glad that I stayed. Because man, if you have not, and I feel a lot of people didn't make it because I did not see Blade go viral the way that he should have.
That's very true. That's very true.
I was shocked when I saw that. I fucking was crying, like just seeing like I didn't think they were gonna do it because like okay, here's Albert Wesker. It's this dude, very respectable actor. A lot of people are mad. They're like, why would they do this to this gentleman? This guy's a really respectable actor. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Lance Reddick. Yeah.
I was like, why would you do that to this man? And and I was like, there's no way they're going to do some sort of either flashback or whatever with him dressed like the fucking Matrix Wesker, you know? And then they did it. And they gave him hair too, which it seemed so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary to even do. They could have just kept him bald and then it's like, all right, cool. He just looks like
Morbius.
Wesker, I guess.
He's Morbius.
Well,
He's Morbius.
the thing that's so insane about it, right, is that Albert Wesker, right? And I remember this is the scene that I saw with you.
You said it.
I remember I said, "That's Blade."
You literally said that's Blade, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
I literally was like,
It's
"What is
literally
Blade?" I remember being so confused. I was like, "Why is Blade in Resident Evil? What the fuck is going on?" I actually thought for a moment that like maybe there was like, is there like a Marvel like Resident Evil thing that I didn't know about? Because they're like that's not really something that's out of pocket. Like I have right here like a fucking like a Halo Marvel comic. Like it's not like that out of it's not that out of pocket that might exist. I was like, is there really a fucking, did they really put Blade in fucking Resident Evil? And it's like, no, that's Wesker. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I forgot. Wesker, once he's black, is Blade. Like the second, like
Literally.
you can't like white Blade is Wesker, and there's nobody else who looks like that.
I like that line, that sentence. White Blade is Wesker.
White Blade.
That's so
Blade
true.
is white. He's Albert Wesker.
That's so fucking true, though.
Straight up, it is the same exact costume. It's the same exact demeanor. It's the same exact style of character. It's
The
like
only
there's
difference is that Blade has a sword. That's the only difference. That's it. And
That's why it's like Dante
yeah.
is like the, you know, they just straight rip that shit. God damn. They just straight rip, like fucking the Japanese people are like, we want a white Blade that looks like a stupid anime character, and they made fucking Dante for Devil May Cry.
Don't shit on. You know what's crazy? Devil May Cry was supposed to be a Resident Evil game.
It was, yeah.
That's so fucking wild. I cannot
That is
believe
nuts, right?
that was what's supposed to be. And they were like, let's just make this dude hunt demons. And it was like, all right, I guess. Supposed to be like a third one.
Was it a game about Wesker?
I don't think it was about Wesker. Maybe. I don't know.
It might as well have been like, but Wesker wasn't doing that stupid shit back in the day. Wesker became Blade in Resident Evil 5.
Nah, he was already. No. He became Blade in Revelations. But yes, he was not like in the main series numbered games. He was just kind of a dude. He's had red eyes. And you were like, oh, I don't think he has red eyes. That's weird.
He looked, and then he just like started doing the cool move. Like in 5,
he was
stuff
dope,
that he
bro.
does,
He was
I was
cool
like,
as
this
fuck.
fucking game is so Japanese. Like it just, they always try to keep it a little bit grounded in Western. When they're like Blade, they're like, nah, fuck this.
You mean Wesker, not Blade?
Oh yeah, I can't even. It's the same.
It's the same person. Like for real. It really is no difference. These characters,
Bro,
and it's.
So
I couldn't believe when I saw it because I was already confused as to what the fuck this show was, because there was like, okay, there's teenage girls and they're talking about Zootopia porn, and there's
I'm the bad guy. Like, dude, they fucking introduced that character Billy
Eilish
while
music.
Billie Eilish was playing. I was like, dude,
Billie
stop.
Eilish music. It was so disgusting.
Yeah, I just thought they should have leaned into it. And every single time she's on screen, they play bad guy. I think they should have just leaned into it. You know,
yeah, and then like when there's like a sad moment, they play like that weird like sad like minor key like rendition. You know how it's like a sad like a really slow piano with like soft strings.
Yeah, I would like they play. She has all these moody songs. Just play one of those things.
No, she has the same kind of song. She has 3 albums full of the same kind of song.
You're right. You ain't lying.
I hate
You're
it
right.
so. I don't even think she's a bad artist. I don't find her most interesting because I'm not a teenage white person.
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
she's fucking.
But like, her music is so bland. It's just her like rhythmically hum talking over like something sad
what
happening.
I think she's. You know what I think she's doing? I think she's the same as Lady Gaga, because Lady Gaga is really talented. And Lady Gaga, when she came out, she was like, "This is what's popping right now. I'm gonna lean into this EDM type shit." And but like she had way more range, obviously, even with that. Billie Eilish is doing this specific whisper talking. Like she reminds me of the Yin Yang Twins. Like she's just doing like that shit, dude. She's just fucking whispering, essentially. I've never
heard more of insane comparison that made sense.
Oh my god! But isn't that what she's just leading into this thing? And I'm like, this bitch can sing. She can actually sing, but she just like say what was that song that they did for I forgot what it's called, but it is. She was like, "Can't you hear me? I'm not coming." You can hear like the parts of her voice, like, oh, she can bellow if she wants to. She doesn't. And then so anyway, it's just moody and mysterious.
You know
like kids, right?
I bet she's just she's doing this thing where she saves it. I bet she's like, oh hey, this album didn't do well. All right, now I'm gonna try.
I don't
because it's like
I don't
with the industry,
exactly
with the music
give her
industry,
that level of like confidence that she can do that because I just have not have not heard her do it yet. So like
I mean she's done
has no
like,
reason to.
She's not.
Yeah,
there's moments I guess within her music where you can hear that she can really bellow.
I just don't listen to.
I
her,
have
so.
secondhand heard so much of her music, and I'm just like, this is just the same thing over. It's not like Gaga who made like Poker Face, and like when she does the chorus, you can hear that she can sing in the chorus of Poker
can't
Face.
Read my like she can hit some notes.
And then
the thing that made me an actual Lady Gaga fan was that thing she was doing with Tony Bennett, like those jazz albums that she did with fucking Tony Bennett. And I was like, what the fuck, you can do this?
That's more show tunes than jazz, but yeah. She's killing it.
What the show tunes?
That's not like I wouldn't call that.
It's lounge music.
That's not jazz exactly though. Like because jazz music is like BB King and shit. That's jazz.
Well, jazz is like pretty.
It's pretty diverse, I would say, because it's like because it's like jazz.
It's not show.
It's like jazz with
fusion.
There's like blues. There's like the blues focused jazz, which is like
it's like swing.
Blues.
It's swing. It's like
blues. It's like I might have said juice. I'm sorry. But it's like jazz influence of blues, and like, there's like jazz where it's like
I feel that.
It's jazz, blues, it's swing,
and there's weird
lounge.
There's jazz fusion. That's like the shit that sounds like toilets flushing. There's that.
Do you remember when like there was that weird like? Do you remember like fucking Zoot Suit Riot and shit?
What? Yes, when there was that big band era and fucking The Mask came out, which fucking The Mask had the Royal Crown review.
Yeah,
that's real.
Hey, Pachuco.
Anyway,
Mambo.
Anyway, Resident Evil.
Oh, it's bad. Blow some guys tonight. Oh yeah,
Resident Evil was. It made me reevaluate how I felt about the Halo show. Actually,
it's funny you say that. I was comparing the two and like, oh, what is a really bad? And I was like, okay, I did not find. I just got uninterested. I didn't make it to the final episode of Halo. Because I was just
it's not good. It's not good to be certain. But I don't know what
scenes are
but
great,
when I like the fight scenes. Cool. I generally like.
I thought they were good.
They definitely looked like CG, but I don't know how you do that without. I don't really know how you do that kind of a show without it looking like a video.
You gotta get gorillas. You gotta get real gorillas to be the brutes, and then put them on stilts.
You gotta get just real gorillas,
and then you gotta get iguanas and upscale them and give them human arms to be leads.
That is disgusting.
I love it. There was this. You make those little. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, there was this great. I love the one great thing to come out of that show was this joke where the community just kind of. Because the character of Master Chief in that show is so far removed from the character of Master Chief in the games that everybody was like, "Oh, that's not John 117. That's Jonathan Halo." And then a bunch of people were like, "That's not even Jonathan Halo. That's Jimmy Rings."
I like it. That's a sick ass nickname.
I love the name Jimmy Rings for the Master Chief, for like a knockoff. Like a knockoff, like Wish version of like the kind of like a Master Chief figure that you would buy at like outside in the Bronx,
like a Chinese
sold by some guy,
Chinese Rite Aid. You just walk in there, you're like, let me get this.
It's like, oh my god, it's Jimmy Rings.
It just sounds like it sounds like fucking Kingpin's dad. Like it sounds like fucking like just some gangster. Like,
Jimmy Rings.
Hey, see, I'm Jimmy Rings. Sorry, son.
I'm Daddy Pid.
It's funny because we were all making jokes and we were trying to like give every character a synonym name of what they are. So instead of the elite, it's the proficients. instead of the arbiter, his name is the acquiescer.
The best.
His name is the acquiescer. The brutes are called the ruffians.
Unironically,
the ruffians. That's pretty dope. I like that one.
I like that.
I don't know what to call the grunts.
I would love sincerely to. I wish we had more access to like knockoff video games. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot of them on mobile, and I guess that's where like most of them exist. But I wish I could download like on my console or my PC proper, like genuine knockoffs.
You know what console was the GOAT for that, dude? PS1, bro. PS1 had so many knockoff random video games that like...
Did they?
Tons, bro.
Well, I know the NES had a ton, because like the NES that was before they really had any semblance of like... They couldn't just patch a console to like fix like there were all these like... There was like the Lion King, and he's like Simba's running across the Great Wall of China, and there's like a blimp with like a Nazi flag on it, and you're just like, what the fuck is this game?
He's running... Did you just say?
Awesome.
Did you just say he's running across the Great Wall of China?
I'm not even kidding. This is real.
Dope.
This is from. I remember seeing it in the JonTron video years ago, where he played these like knockoff Disney games. It's a great video, by the way. But there's just like most of them were from the NES, because by the time the PS1 happened, there was at least like some semblance of like region locking.
Dude, I played
like
so many like Chinese, like Japanese video games when I was playing PS1. Like my uncle would just come back with these random games, and I'm playing. It's like he'd be like, "Are you tired of playing the Wu-Tang Clan game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's play this." Then it was like Dragon Ball Super Battle 13, where like every character was in a game. There was like Dragon Ball Super characters in the game in like 2003.
No.
And I was like, "What the fuck is this? That's Golden Frieza. Like, what is that?"
It was Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22.
Like just games like that where it's like it's so much random. Like no one really made this game. This game came into existence. It's a byproduct of something else.
Yeah, and you could turn it into Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 27 by putting a cheat code in, because you could add like 5 more characters or something. It was it was stupid.
And the characters were all half designed. It's like, what the.
Yeah,
that was the peak of video games for me. I think that's when video game culture peaked. We should have stopped there. We should have stopped right there.
That's when it peaked. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't like any of this new shit I've been playing. It's
fuck Red Dead.
It's boring.
Fuck Elden Ring. Fuck Breath of the Wild. Fuck GTA. Fuck all those games.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is, I think, real now.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think. Like, I'm looking at all these like articles, and I can't tell if they're like based on rumors or not. But there is some news that the next Grand Theft Auto will have a female playable character, and it will also be, quote, more culturally sensitive. I don't know what that fucking means for Grand Theft Auto. I don't know how you can like commit mass murder in a culturally sensitive way.
When they're talking about culture, are they talking about like not stigmatizing certain like groups in the game or some shit?
Well, I know that like
that has to be what they mean. That obviously has to be what it means.
Well,
because they're not gonna be like, we're gonna go into like American culture. We're gonna respect the Americans. It's game's a parody.
That's the thing. It's like the game is a parody of what the game. Grand Theft Auto has always been a parody of the time that it came out in, or the time that it was being developed in. So it's like a reflection, kind of. So the idea, I know that there was recently some stuff about GTA 5 where there was like, there's certain ways that they referred to trans people in this game that they have since gone back and censored. But like, I remember going back and I was just like, this is about right for that time. Like it would almost be like if there was no racism in Red Dead. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like.
Sorry. Really quick. I just want to say that they're talking about the culture of their work environment. Like just reading it. Yeah, just reading into because it literally just talking about the studio was built on a culture of 7-day work weeks. They're talking about crunch time and all this shit. That's essentially it might be clickbait where they're saying culturally within the game. Yeah, but they're talking about the actual work environment. So it kind of
Except you see, this is why. Look, this is why I don't even blame people like the Quartering. because when you're a website and you're just like, we got to get clicks, so we're just gonna like this headline literally says from Kotaku, the biggest site. Well, you know, Not really. A site with some provenance. GTA 6 co-stars a woman will be more culturally sensitive. What that means in a headline is cultural sensitivity. That doesn't mean, we're going to fucking have a better work culture. And then some guy's going to make a YouTube video about it, about what that headline actually would mean if they were honest about what it meant. So it's just a bunch of people lying to each other and just like fucking stoking the flames of this fucking bullshit. It's like, I blame everybody. We all deserve everything that's happening. Fuck you. Fuck you all. I fucking, who wrote this?
Yeah, it's stupid because, like...
Ethan Gack, of course it's you fucking asshole. This is the one guy who wrote a fucking hit piece on me and Colin. Of course it's this guy. Of course it's this guy. You fucking smarmy asshole. Fuck
But you know what's funny? This person is probably stupid because other articles that I read that went more into depth about this shit, I think he missed the mark about that cultural sensitivity, because the other article that I was reading went into depth about what the cultural sensitivity means. I think this person made he was just like, oh, it must mean about having a female lead. But it doesn't, nobody fucking said anything about like the female lead is because of cultural sensitivity. He put two and two together he probably read a headline himself because he's a fucking retard and then just ran with it. But I was reading another article that was actually going into depth about what they meant by that. And so, I mean, it's easy how this shit can just kind of, like you said.
It's like a game of telephone where just everybody's just like lying. It sucks too because, like, I don't know. I really hope, I think it's a cool idea. Like,
why not?
Because specifically the idea of like a playable like female character in these games, because like I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4 recently, and I had never really played through Grand Theft Auto 4. Like, it was always this game that I jumped on. I would play like the beginning little bit until I got the cell phone, and then I jumped into multiplayer with friends. Like, I never bothered. I didn't know anything about these characters in this universe. Like, I played a little bit of Gay Tony and like a little bit of Lost in the Damned, but like it didn't. I don't know. At the time, that story didn't grab me. I was more focused on stealing cars, doing shootouts, and jumping off of buildings to There Goes My Heroes. But you know, I was playing. I was like, wow. I really appreciate how shitty these protagonists are. Like, they're always portrayed really like negative. Like, they're heroes, but they're also like Nico's a shithead. Like, he sucks so much in Grand Theft Auto 4, and like everybody in Grand Theft Auto 5 sucks. Right, like, they're all so annoying.
Not really. And Franklin's a good guy. Franklin keeps doing dumb shit, but that's the point. Franklin is supposed to be the juxtaposer.
Franklin's a mass murderer.
Chris, Mike is an asshole dad, but he does care about his kids. Freaking, the other guy,
Trevor's insane.
Trevor's insane, but he makes a point sometimes. Like, sometimes you're like, just fuck, he's kind of right.
But that's what I mean.
And then Franklin is just, it's like,
but none of them are just decent.
They're not great guys. No,
they're just levels though.
That's what I mean. Like, Nico's kind of the same, where it's like Nico's like, oh yeah, you know, he's just he's just an immigrant he's here because his cousin lied to him about his life, and now he's just stuck in this horrible situation. Right. It's so and. It's really cool, but he's also just a fucking horrible person. And it's like, I hope, and I have enough faith in Rockstar that they do this because that they could do this because Red Dead 2 was so great. Granted, those writers are not a part of the studio anymore. That's a whole nother thing.
Wait, really?
But yeah, Dan Houser, who wrote every single Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, is no longer at that company, which, you know, that's a little concerning. But
that sucks.
I just hope that they don't go the route of like it's a female character, so she's actually genuinely a good person. I don't know how you could even do that in a Grand Theft Auto game, because like you have to kill people in Grand Theft Auto. Like, they must be able to balance.
There's no way.
Like,
There's no way.
I would go as far to like, who's the, like, out of all the PCs of Grand Theft Auto, like, obviously the worst one is the guy from Vice City. That guy's a fucking monster. The Tony Montana ripoff. That guy's a demon. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
I would say maybe Siege. Well, no, there's the military.
His name's GTA 4. His name's GTA 4.
There's the guy from Vice City Stories.
Tommy Vercetti.
He's the military
There
dude from
you go.
GTA Grand Theft Auto our Vice City stories. He's not
Oh
the
yeah,
worst.
fucking Ray Liotta, rest in peace, man.
He's not.
Oh, yeah.
Ray Liotta, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like,
That's right.
right? It's between Franklin or that guy who are like the least bad, and even they kill and rob and break into places and shoot cops.
They have no problem.
Like,
They have no problem.
No,
killing
Franklin
people.
talks
So
about
it's like
having
by
a
default.
No, Franklin talks about having a problem, and then he does it right afterwards.
He still does it.
You're like,
though. That's
Franklin,
that's
bro,
like
I know you don't like
actions,
doing this,
man.
but
Actions.
like, you gotta stop doing it, you know?
That's
I can't
always
rob
been
people and be like, oh, I hate doing this, and then all of a sudden I'm justified.
No, you can,
that's
I
always
can't-
been
you can hate it,
that's al-
but like, because I know at times you gotta make ends meet, but like,
Well, that's why I
That's-
feel bad
come
for
on.
Spider-Man. And I was just watching Spider-Man 2, and it's like, don't you think Spider-Man should have been robbing shit? Like, he was doing so bad. He's so behind on rent. Aunt May is fucked with the bank. There's so much bad going on in his life, and it's
doing
like,
the right
dude,
thing,
isn't
bro.
it time to just rob like it's just like Doc Ock immediately went to the bank. He was just like
Spider-Man.
He was like, I need to build another son.
The first thing Dr. Octopus does
is go to
the
bank.
second he realizes he has power is go to a bank to steal money. I
we're
love
supposed
that.
to look up to people like Spider-Man, bro. We're supposed to just suffer in silence. That's the thing.
Fuck that shit,
Look,
dude.
look.
When you're Spider-Man, I was like, why isn't he at least a juggalo or a gigolo? Sorry,
A
gigolo.
juggalo?
Like,
What the fuck with
I
insane clown pussy? The fuck?
I meant gigolo, dude. I would like to see a
Why
juggalo
would
Spider-Man.
wait?
though.
Why
I
would
like
he
that.
whore himself out as a
Because
superhero?
who wouldn't want to fuck Spider-Man? So that dude would like make so much
You're
money.
just your brain went to fucking. You were like, oh, I could get more pussy. I gotta do this.
Yeah,
That's where
it's
Derek's
not even
mind
about
works.
that. It's not living under the terror of Dickovich, who is fucking literally harassing him.
Or he could just become an
stealing
athlete.
his money.
He can become an athlete.
I only have
That's better.
$20, and he just steals his money, and he probably like fucking puts poison in, like, spreads a little bit of poison just to like make him a little sick for like interest purposes. Fucking that guy does fucked up shit like that. Dickovich is a fucking monster.
He has eyes like a rodent.
You gotta understand. You gotta understand that Spider-Man. There's no logical reason for Spider-Man to be poor. Obviously,
Yeah.
Duh.
Right.
There's no reason he'd be a poor person. He would go as bright as he would be. No, like, don't get me wrong. The idea of him constantly having to sacrifice opportunities to help people would exist. That would be a thing that exists because of the fact that he would constantly be like, I could go to this internship or do whatever this thing is and make a ton of money, but just by his luck, oh man, the Green Goblin's throwing people out of windows at like 10th story buildings. I gotta go help out. And it would affect him, but there's no way he would be poor. He would work with the Baxter Foundation. Stark would give him an internship. Like, Captain America would take him up on S.H.I.E.L.D. and they'd work in Like, there's no feasibly possible way Spider-Man would stay as poor as he is. Obviously. We all know that.
So he's just crippled. He's like
Also, he lives in New
on the
York. That's why
spectrum.
he's poor. He probably makes a decent amount of money, but he lives in New York, so he's just behind because he lives in New York.
His rent is like $5,000 a month.
He's like, fuck, I live in a shoebox. I live in a shoebox.
Fuck, man. My rent is $5,000 for this studio apartment. Genuinely sincere, I'm not even joking. Spider-Man's apartment in Spider-Man 2, that dinky studio with like the hall and the hallway bathroom that's shared by everybody, that is at least probably like $3,200, $3,400.
I would go low ball like $4,000, not $4,000, like $2,400, like dead ass. It's probably like that much money.
In 2000, what was that?
Because he lives in Soho.
2003, 2004.
Yeah. Well, I mean, adjusted for today.
Okay,
like,
for
is what
today.
I mean.
Okay,
Like, so it was obviously like way better back then when things weren't so fucked. But because in Spider-Man 2, I think he lives in Soho. I think that's kind of like the idea, is that like he lives in that district, because that's where his apartment is in the game, and it's also like you could see kind of like around his apartment in the movies briefly. It's like, oh, that's Soho. And that's not the cheapest place. It's actually really expensive now.
He should have stayed in Queens, bro. But but the thing is that Spider-Man's apartment is smaller than my bedroom. His whole apartment.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
no, it isn't. It's a little bit.
I don't think it's bigger. I really doubt that it's bigger than my bedroom. My bedroom's not even huge.
By a foot.
I literally watch that movie every day, and I've been in your space. It's slightly bigger. It's not that much bigger, granted, but it is bigger.
I think because of the size of my closet, it's a bigger place. You can walk in my closet. Spider-Man's closet. Yeah, but Spider-Man's closet is you put this much of your arm in a wall. You put like this much of your arm in, and you're slammed against the wall.
But he has all that. He has that closet space that's big enough for his Spider-Man suit and that one actual suit that he has.
And then this trunk, his little trunk in there. That's it. He's got nothing. That man's pathetic. He's pathetic.
He doesn't even have a fucking Nintendo, man.
He doesn't.
I don't even think Spider-Man's apartment has outlets.
No, it does because he has the police listener thing. So he has that.
He has the police radio. I know that, but like still, maybe it's on a battery. He cranks it. It's a hand crank battery. Imagine a small.
Imagine seeing that in modern age.
A hand crank radio. Those things are actually like technically very useful, but.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting tech. You'd be lucky to have it if everything went to shit. But that's about it, though. And also, you'd be really limited. I feel like the only people that you'd be able to talk to are other psychopaths who thought it would be a wise investment to get a hand crank radio. So it's kind of moot, actually, when you think about it. Anyway, I don't even know what the fuck we were.
Yeah, how did we?
I feel like there was something else.
There's one other thing.
I mean, we always end up here.
There's one other thing that happened. I can talk about that. Nope came out.
We do always end up.
Oh, I haven't seen Nope. So
I haven't seen Nope either. But I saw mixed reviews.
I really liked it, but I liked it because of the cast. Like it was a good movie. It was interesting. It was obviously like everything Jordan Peele makes is interesting, and unfortunately, everything he's making is going to be compared to Get Out because Get Out is such a modern classic movie. But like I think like Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya together, and then the guy that played Angel, those three actors in tandem are all so good together that it's like Jesus Christ. Even if this movie was actually dog shit, I'd like it because I like all of their acting together.
Keke Palmer was a Nickelodeon star, right?
She was True
or
Jackson.
Was it Disney?
She was both.
What was that? Oh, the both?
She worked for Disney for a little bit, and then she went to Nickelodeon and worked on True Jackson VP.
True Jackson.
I know because I'm a huge fan of Keke Palmer. Ever since
I don't know anything about her.
I don't know
other
much of
than
anything. Yeah.
I have a friend that's their cousins, and I'm like, yo, let me hang out. I want to ask her for some money. Like, what's going on here?
Such a fucking scumlord. Let me hang out with her. I want some money, bro. Yo,
like immediately just meet her. It's so nice to meet you. Yeah, you got some spare change.
Yo, you ask her for money for me.
I would love to just hang out with like celebrities and just ask them for money. It's purely
scumlord.
Eventually, one of them's gonna give you money. They're just gonna do it.
You're a scumlord, bro.
Like I was listening. I know you listen to Flagrant too, so I was listening to the latest episode with Whitney Cummings, and she talks about how she just fucking like just dumps money on people. She just like even people she barely knows.
Was Whitney Cummings in?
She's like,
she's that half black, half white lady, right?
No, she's white as fuck. She's just a white comedian that just talks about like, you don't want to like put her in a box, but she's one of the ones that just talks about like sex and like raunchy shit, and like that's her shtick. But
oh wow, really? It sounds incredibly unique.
Wow, women talking about their pussies, that's dope.
Yeah, but she's but she's genuine. I've heard her on enough podcasts to where I like her. I think she seems pretty chill. But yeah, she was talking about and I literally was thinking about like I'm gonna follow her on Instagram. I'm gonna fucking DM her, like I'm trying to befriend her and be like, yo, like can I just have some money? Like just straight up, just see what she says. She might just
hey yo, just wondered if I could have some money, perhaps.
If she says no, you're in the same position you were in.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I always feel like you should always ask. Moral of the story: you should always ask people for money. Because Oh, by the way, I should have said this at the top of the show, but I do want to talk about, because a lot of speaking about people giving money, people donating to Mine and JoJo's situation, because a lot of support came from the Snark Tank listeners and like the Snark universe, and like seriously, I was fucking blown away where the goal was reached in like 6-7 days. And I wasn't I was expecting like, oh man, it would probably like get like $500 or something. You know, I was just thinking like, no one gives a fuck. Like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? But it was insane. Like, so I just want to say thank you guys so fucking much. I appreciate y'all, and I don't know. I'll send you guys. I'm gonna take pictures of her feet while she's sleeping. I'm gonna send them all to you guys. You know, if you want them, that's the compensation.
That is what. That is fucking crazy.
If you want that shit, but hey, man, you gotta do. I gotta pay them back. So I gotta pay these people back somehow.
Bro.
That's a good idea. Next one I'm dating, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna exploit her for money.
Exploit her, just have a secret OnlyFans for her.
Yeah, I'll that's fucked up.
That's
fucked up, but I will do it. I'll be taking applications on
that's
hell yeah,
on my website.
You guys,
dude, post a girlfriend application. Those things were cool. You remember those back in the day? Like those things would like kind of.
I remember Christian had one. I remember he was like looking for a boyfriend-free girl.
A boyfriend freak. So just like a single person.
Yeah, it's like the most roundabout way. The most roundabout way of saying I just want a girlfriend who is currently single, which is man. Anyway, we should get on to.
Awesome. Oh my god, just go to questions.
Boyfriend free girl.
Questions, please.
Oh god. Seem like you want to be here more. Why don't you?
Jesus you guys have been talking. You guys are talking about taking this. Tom is gonna make OnlyFans for this girl on my own. That's so terrible. That's
deep go.
It is fucked up. And how much? I would never do this. But like, how much you want to bet that this is happening?
100%
to a phenomenal degree.
Definitely quite a few people.
I'm sure somebody out there is like, I saved every single nude I've ever gotten, and now I'm opening up an OnlyFans and I'm posting one every day.
Oh my god! Right.
Or like every Wednesday, Saturday, I'll post one nude that I got and pretend like it's like a network of women posting shit. It's like, I guarantee you, because it's like, I'm sure there's, I just bet that that's real.
I 1000% agree. Like, it's fucked up, but it's real. Being a reality, absolutely, that's real. God damn, those assholes are probably making so much money. I hate, like, sometimes I wish I was just a piece of shit, man. I'd be making so much more money than trying to just live a normal, like, decent life and shit. And then, like,
and then, you know what's great about it too is like, you wouldn't even feel guilty about it because you're a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit.
Like,
exactly.
You would be whistling. It's like that scene in Spider-Man 2 where he's like walking around like to raindrops are falling on my head. You'd be that. It's just like you're not a care in the fucking world. You're eating a hot dog while somebody dies. It's just a perfect existence. But unfortunately, some people are cursed with a conscience.
Cursed with a conscience. That's why I envy grifters so much, man. Because they, like I said, we all shit on them and we say things and they're just chilling. They're literally the scene that you just described.
I think I can grift, bro. I don't know, man. Like,
go grift.
I can just be like, because when I'm done, I was like, I was lying. I was lying. Like, what, you thought I was serious? And that's it.
Try it and see if you can actually live. Go against your ideals and principles and see how you actually would feel about it.
I think I could.
Here's why you wouldn't. Here's why I know you wouldn't be able to do it. I hate scrolling through Twitter because sometimes porn comes up and it's incredibly distracting.
So shocking.
Here's why you wouldn't. Here's why you wouldn't. Here's why you wouldn't be able to grift. Because you would have to actually make videos.
Damn.
And you have yet to do it.
Oh no, someone would do that for me. They'll set me up for everything. I gotta just be in my face and just say some wild shit. Someone will do it for me.
Go grift.
I mean,
go grift.
Experimental project, man. Become a conservative sween.
That would really hurt.
I guarantee you.
I think I'd be fine with it until like someone I care about would bring up the fact that I said some shit like that, and I'd be like, oh man,
you see, but that's the problem.
Far. I finally done it.
A real grifter doesn't give a fuck about that. They'll be like, hey, whatever, I'm making money. You know what I mean? Like that's literally, they just brush it off. They brush it off like literally dirt on their shoulder. You know, like that's I'm envious. I am fucking envious, dude.
Like,
It's like you know how Chris how fucking how much you critique yourself and your art and your projects and shit, and then you have fucking pieces of shit that have the worst webcams. They just turn their camera on and make a bunch of money. They don't do anything, and you're like,
I know,
yeah.
it's so crazy. It makes me feel so stupid, but I also can't stop. Like there's no like it's just like it's not like you can't shut that shit off. But I don't know. Let's move on to some questions, huh?
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let you answer the first one. I'm gonna go pee, and I'm gonna come in and just like think. I'm gonna pick up on what you're saying and then interject, like as if I was here the whole time.
That's exactly. I did that earlier. All right. Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager, says, "Hey, my Nicaraguans, you were getting real close there, buddy. Getting real close there. Don't fuck with me, okay? Don't fuck with me." Anyway, he writes in, he says, "What shows from your childhood do you feel really shaped your sense of humor? For me, it was Ed, Edd n Eddy, Seinfeld, and a lot of Looney Tunes." That sounds like the perfect ingredients for a psychopath.
Yeah, definitely a sociopath's favorite kind of shows.
Yeah, love you, you beefy snark man. Thank you for your question. I actually genuinely, I feel like I've seen too many things to know if anything was shaped by one thing in particular. I mean, obviously it's shaped by everything. I
definitely know which ones are like the most impactful for me. It was like SpongeBob, Looney Tunes, and Whose Line Was It Anyway?
I was thinking Whose Line Is It Anyway? I was thinking Whose Line Is It Anyway, SpongeBob, and definitely Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm. I saw Curb Your Enthusiasm when I was like really young. Like my parents would just be watching it, and we didn't have a huge apartment, so like there was no way that they were watching something by themselves without me also knowing what it was. So there was all of this horror. Like I remember specifically there was this episode where they're talking about how I think one of the characters, I think it's Larry's friend, I forget his fucking name. He's on the Goldbergs. He's that big fat kind of Jewish actor. He's talking about how his wife has a big vagina. And I just remember being like 10 and being like, I don't know what's happening.
Definitely watching people get fucking hurt really bad in like Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes definitely was where that spark of me like watching Lively.
Oh, for sure. Happened. Yeah, Looney Tunes.
Like that's where the spark...
Looney Tunes is fucking. I actually like. I wonder if Looney Tunes, because there's no way. Do you think Looney Tunes is as big today as it was?
No, but definitely a little kid can watch Looney Tunes now and still think it's really funny though.
But what kid is going to be watching Looney Tunes now?
It's Boomerang and shit.
You know what I mean?
Boomerang and shit.
I just feel like one of those things. Yeah, but that's cable television. Like a lot of people aren't on cable television now. A lot of people are streaming stuff.
People still watch.
I feel like what I'm saying is like, well, some people have. People don't have Boomerang though.
Boomerang is like part of basic cable. If it's not, I don't know. I don't have cable personally.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like the reason why Looney Tunes is so influential to a lot of people is just because it existed in such in a time where it was it permeated through generations a lot more easily. Oh, is that the fucking Meat Canyon shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice. That's awesome.
What does he even say? I forgot it. You got a what is it? You got a nice tight little man pussy on you, don't you?
Oh my god! Yeah. Fucking, is that the baby?
That's the baby.
Let's go.
That is one of the most cursed shirts I've ever fucking seen.
The fact that
I was like, I have to buy it.
They hatch a little baby and it climbs in you, and then you become the baby.
That's fucking. I love that so much. I'm disappointed that the baby has never fucking commented on that. He's never reacted.
He's probably
to it.
For real never seen it. Like actually though, he's like for real probably like that's very possible he's never saw that.
That's fucking. I hate that because
like,
it's
what.
I'm like, dude, how fucking watch that, you dumb asshole. He's probably too busy killing somebody.
Probably too busy beating up women.
How many people has he shot at this point, man? He
killed one person. I know that. He definitely
killed a guy in Walmart, but then someone broke into his home and he shot him.
I don't know if he killed them though.
He probably tried, but it was just he was like kind of tired and shit.
I know he killed.
tired.
I know he killed the guy in Walmart, But that guy, like, even though, like, I don't say kill people, that guy deserved it because he tried to attack him while he had his daughter with him. Like, that's not what you do. And
that is kind of crazy.
You know, like, hey, you know, like,
don't attack the baby when he's with his baby. That's fucking crazy. Like, that's like
baby.
That's double baby.
Yeah,
that's
like a
baby squared. You're gonna fucking die.
That's babyception. You got a problem there.
That's
and you're
literally
just gonna
baby
have
on
to,
baby right there, man. You can't.
I think, generally speaking, it's okay to kill people in Walmart. I think.
Actually,
generally
I do agree with
speaking,
that. I agree with that.
I just think that, you know, like, don't attack people. That's it.
Yeah. Don't attack. There are places for that. There's boxing rings. There's Waffle Houses.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of places where you can attack people and it's fine.
Yeah.
Walmart is specifically a place where you go to kill people. I think like Walmart is just like that's not a. Every time I've ever been in a Walmart, I have never felt like 100% okay with like where I was at any given point. It's always like, all right, I gotta get in and out of here,
man. Those lights, those like lights at nighttime when you're like you walk in Walmart and you're fucking faded off your ass, and you look up and you feel like there are aliens watching you. You're just like.
It really does feel like UFOs like shining, like it feels like the fourth kind, where they're just like they're shining at you, and then you just feel like you'll wake up, you'll blink one day, and you'll just be on a table, you'll be naked, cold, surrounded by a bunch of different small Andrew Tates propping you and probing you. It's a problem.
You and your fucking ribs real hard, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And you wake back up and you're.
Did you guys see that Meat Canyon video of the fucking guy trying to sell Jesus at the pawn shop,
dude? That was the.
I haven't seen it.
I am not lost it.
I am not joking. It is the funniest Meat Canyon video ever. It's so fucking funny.
It is without a doubt like top 3 for me. Like it is so fucking funny. So I don't think he listens to this, but like kudos to fucking kudos to Hunter because that was
it's so fucking funny, dude. I've never laughed that hard watching a Meat Canyon video. That to me, it's the best.
It's the first time in a while that I've laughed out loud at a YouTube video that wasn't somebody getting hurt in a way that I didn't expect.
It's everything about it is so good. The fucking lowballing kills me, dude.
the lowballing, but then there's like the low parts where he's like let me give it a little stab right there.
A little stab.
Like, because you can hear him like in the booth like moving forward.
And while the guy's
inspecting him, the way his mouth like stretches when he gets stabbed. It is.
Oh Jesus Christ! Stop! He's touching the nails, and he's like, "Oh, it hurts! Don't touch that! Don't touch that!" It's so funny. It's so fucking good.
It is. Like, it is such a good video. I guess
why it was so good. If you're aware of Pawn Stars, because like I used to watch that show. It made it so much funnier to me because like they got down everything. Everything is just so perfect. Like it's we're trillion.
The lowballing,
the lowballing is so.
It is a great video. Go watch Meat Canyon's new video. It is so fucking good.
It's so fucking good.
Oh my god, him screaming. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. My older Christian side is like, yo, stop watching this. But me now is just like, this is fucking funny.
I also like how he wheels him in a fucking wagon. Like everything about it is just so funny.
Everything about it, the end is it's so
this
good.
Is the big deal. The fucking.
It is right. I know. Like, there's probably a lot of people that.
I mean, this is the Son of God. This is a big deal.
That
so
fucking
good.
guy comes in.
Oh, the appraisal guy?
Yeah, the appraisal.
It's a great video. Anyway,
it's so
fucking
good.
Moving on. Sweeney's Mass Effect save gathering enough dust to suffocate the Reapers wrote in.
It's very true. Very true.
He tried to sell the human form of God for $2,000.
Oh, yeah, his original. He was trying to get $2,000. Yeah. All right, Sweetie, turn it off. Turn it off.
The thing about that though is that we've had jokes similar to that for like, because like that reminds me of that joke that we would always joke about like the breaking news, the dead body of Christ found in Times Square, you know?
Right, yeah.
The dead body of God found in Times Square, and like everybody just understood that it was God because everybody would have to in order for it to be.
It's something primordial that clicks in all of us. They're like, oh shit, that's God.
I love the idea of, or even just something so like somebody sent me this image of like, it was like a news report of like Stuart Little shot dead in Queens or something. I can't remember what the fuck it was.
There was another one.
But just the idea of these like cartoon characters being like just found in these most like these incredibly like mundane and like sad ways just fucking it just kills me. Like I think it's like my favorite genre of anything.
My favorite one is the one where it's like Scrappy Doo found stabbed in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Someone in Brazil killed Scooby.
I mean, someone in Brazil would kill Scooby. Like Brazil,
a talking dog.
I would have
his dog.
Caralho!
These dogs.
What is he stalking his dog? Where is his dog? He's so stalking. And then they just kill him.
Caralho! And they would stab it. Caralho! Stab.
They would do little jumps too.
Yeah, they go.
It's like stab.
Tengo saco.
I only know one word in Portuguese, and that's caralho.
I just know isso
because it's carajo, pretty much. That's why. Because I'm Spanish. I'm Spanish. I know carajo, so caralho is just the same thing. So it's like, damn.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are the same. Couple of the words are the same. But you ever hear like, I think it means like go or something, almost like let's go. Isso. It's like their let's go. So if you ever hear that,
that's pretty close.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Sweeney's Mass Effect save gathering enough dust to suffocate the Reaper's Road. And he says, "Hello, Tali is the best girl, Chads, and Sweeney the Liara simp."
Liara got a fat ass and big titties.
Whatever, man. There's mods
and
for everybody.
And a mom with a fucking rack on her.
Yeah. I got.
This is my question for all of you. This is my question for all of you. What is a game or franchise you feel never got to spread its wings because of the sheer ineptitude from developers and publishers? For me, I absolutely love Phantom Crash. I never even heard Phantom Dust. You mean? Oh no. Phantom Crash is not an original Xbox exclusive mech arena game. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Konami bought the rights to the franchise and released a fucking PS2 exclusive called Slay, and it played worse in comparison. And I mean, the general question is there? I almost kind of want to extend this to movies as well, or like all media, because like I feel like limiting it to video games is a bit limited, but because I feel like there's a lot of like books that were turned into movies or books that were turned into TV shows that were just like, why'd you even bother doing this if you were gonna half-ass it? Like, I feel like A Series of Unfortunate Events is one of those. Like, I really loved those books when I was a kid, and then like every live action adaptation just fucked it entirely.
For me, it's Berserk,
and it just Berserk.
Yeah, they really fucked up the release of Berserk, the cartoon show.
Wasn't that like part like CG animated?
It's so fucked because Berserk is such a anyone that reads manga is like, oh, Berserk is the best. Like, everyone is like, oh, it's Berserk. Berserk is number one. Berserk's number one. And it's just, they fucked up so bad with the second release.
What is so good about Berserk?
Berserk is a story. It's a story because the thing about Berserk is that most stories have a happy ending, right? Most stories go through the idea of where it's like something bad happens, the hero overcomes it, and then it's a happy ending. But Berserk goes further in the idea of like, what if the happy ending doesn't come and you have trauma from the shit you endured on your way to fixing the world? And then what if you fuck up and you don't fix the world? What if it takes a character through a full series of going from being like a person that's like gone through horrible experiences to the point where they're just about to do the thing to really save the planet, and then things get worse. And now he holds so much trauma because the fucked up nature of the world is because of him. And he was betrayed by the person who he was kind of in love with. That it talks about like sexuality in a way that's really interesting, revenge, acceptance, trauma in a way that most.
It sounds like Shakespeare. It just sounds like Shakespeare.
Well, no, Shakespeare hints at it, but it doesn't finish it doesn't come complete full circle. Where Berserk, it's coming full circle. We're seeing someone go through growth in several ways. It's really good. Like I wouldn't say it's as good as it was if it wasn't. It's really the best.
The thing that really prevented me from getting into Berserk was I only watch television shows or read media that has horses that rape people in it, and it's like one of the main. It's one of the main things that Berserk I think is lacking in.
I agree.
Yeah, I can't.
Absolutely.
I just can't
gotta
do it.
have some horse rape, bro.
It doesn't have a rapist horse. I'm not watching. Simple as that.
The first pages of Berserk, Guts is fucking a demon, and then he blows her head off. I was just like, nice. It's like nice.
My introduction, it was just weird, and it kind of threw me off because
it's a weird show, dude.
Is it the horse?
I wish. No, I first heard about it through Dreamcast. You just see this fucking game, Sword of the Berserk, and then also you just see this motherfucker with a giant sword. I'm like, I'll buy it because I didn't know anything about this. I was probably like 13 when this shit. So Dreamcast was fucking forever.
How old are you, Derek? You're like 82, right?
I'm 34. Yeah,
you're 82, right?
No. What do you mean?
You were born, right?
In 82, or am I actually 82 years
no,
old?
I know you're not 82 years old.
If I was 82, what would that would make me like fucking 38 or some shit?
You'd look great. You'd look great if you were 80.
I think I'd be if I was 82, I think I'd be 40. I think I'd be fucking 40 years
40.
old.
Oh, 40. So you're 34, right? So Berserk is a little bit like the thing about Berserk is that Berserk is absolutely not a show for a child. And the thing is that most anime, since it was animated, people thought that like kids could go ahead and watch this. But if you watch that as a child, you'll just be confused.
It completely. The thing is, I watched things that were pretty fucked up. Like I watched Guyver when I was 10, and Guyver's just bloody as fuck. It's like, an alien bodysuit, and then they're just trying to get him. Some guy gets it, and then it's literally just people being blown up in every episode and killing aliens and shit, but it's just like this alien suit that just basically that's alive, right?
It's pretty much a symbiote.
It's almost like a symbiote, right? Except for it just looks animated. It looks anime as fuck.
Yeah,
it's like one of those suits that just like you can tell a Japanese person. But I was watching that and I understood. My thing was I didn't even know a show existed called Berserk or a manga or anything, and then I just see this game pop up and I'm so confused playing it. I'm like, this is fun, but I have no idea what's happening. I kind of just like never got into it.
Different. It's like Berserk is not just like a feel like you watch Ninja Scrolls. Obviously, I watched Ninja Scrolls when I was a little ass kid, and Ninja Scrolls had like titties and like
a lot of people's first anime,
titties and people getting like cut open and stuff like that. And Berserk is like that, but it's a lot of like all of those concepts are still very prevalent in how fucked up they are, and they try to explore it, and that's what makes Berserk so strange. It's the first dark fantasy manga because Berserk came out like a long time. Berserk is like old, like very old.
Look, if they made a fucking video game that wasn't like the way that the game starts, it's not like an origin to this fucking anime or like that's why I was so like, what am I doing? Who is, and at the time, because it was completely English dubbed, but they still called him by his Japanese name, Gutsuo. They still called him that. So I thought, I'm like, oh, who's this Gutsuo asshole? I was so confused that it just didn't, the action was fun. I will say, the action in the game was fun. But if you don't really understand what you're playing, you kind of, after a while, you're like, I don't know what's happening. I'm fucking done.
No way. So it's actually younger than I thought. It's actually, Berserk is actually younger than you. I can't believe that.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
It came out in 2000.
It makes sense
I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Doesn't make sense.
Well, to me, it makes sense
1990 it came out. That doesn't make sense to me.
I think that makes perfect sense. Well, just from like, it must have been around long enough and be popular enough for them to make a fucking video game.
I feel like the anime came out
at the pinnacle of its at a console's. The Dreamcast was the pinnacle of console fucking hardware. So they obviously really cared about it, and people really liked it. If you look at the fucking if you look at the scores of the game, people really liked the fucking game. If I had any idea what Sword of the Berserk was, or just Berserk in general, I probably would be on board. I'd probably be totally on board. Like, fuck yeah. But imagine, I guess, playing it would be like jumping into Resident Evil 5. That's your first Resident Evil game. You're like, what is happening?
I think 5 is
where am I in this story? Like, where am I in this? What's happening?
I think 5 is a good jumping in point, though, because it's so crazy.
Well, it's just, if you want to know what's happening, you're like, who the fuck is this Blade? What is this white Blade guy? What is happening? Why does he have fucking powers? Why am I blasting a bunch of people in Africa?
Why am I killing so many black people? I don't feel okay with this. I don't feel okay. They're all black except for like 3 guys. There's 3 non-black people.
The more we talk about Resident Evil 5, the more I'm like, I really had fun playing that game.
Derek,
I
I swear to God, if you ever want to do a multiplayer session of Resident Evil 5, I am absolutely down. Like that
would be fun. Like
that's one of my.
Dude.
But we gotta play Maybe She Will by Lil Wayne to complete the whole fucking. Just that literally every day we would smoke weed and you would go to my friend's house and you would play that game and have that song on repeat, and we would be faded out our minds playing that fucking game. It's a burned in memory stuff into my head. It's crazy.
Good stuff. I don't even think. So you said Berserk. Chris said the unfortunate events, series of unfortunate events.
Yeah. Because that I don't know what the fuck they were doing with that. Like, because they had that movie. Remember they had the movie with Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
which I thought was like close to be like, I thought like tonally it was good, and I think Jim Carrey was like perfect casting for that, and I think everything was good about it. It's just a matter of like they shoved like 3 books into one movie, and I just remember being like, why the fuck did you do that? This like, it just fucks the pacing up entirely. It just doesn't feel like a real movie. And then the show turned it into some weird like Family Guy thing where Neil Patrick Harris is the Count, the villain guy, Count Olaf, and then like there's all these like weird like fourth wall breaks, but like in a very like obnoxious way. They're talking about like iPods and it's just, I don't know. It's just very bizarre.
Yeah, I
actually remember the game for PS2 being really good too for some reason.
Really?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, there was like a movie-based game for the PS2 that it might actually be terrible. I remember having a lot of fun with it, but yeah.
I'm gonna keep advocating for. They just didn't do anything else with the Legend of Dragoon. I don't understand. It was it was. I felt like that was such a cool game. I thought it was such a cool game to like. Oh man, this has so much potential to go in so many different places. They didn't do anything with it. They just fucking forgot about it, and then everybody's talking about. I thought maybe I misinterpreted the hints wrong, but Blue Point was doing the hints, which hinted to Demon Souls, which actually happened, and we thought the other hints was because they used the word, and one of the hints they used the word Dart, which is the main character. His name's Dart, so everyone's like, "Oh shit, they're talking," but. I went back to look for that post. That post was gone, and so I don't know if maybe they jumped the gun or they yeah. So I'm just like, man, fuck this. They're not gonna do anything with this shit, man. Like,
not anytime soon. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a waste.
What you gonna do?
Fair enough. All right,
it's a waste. But
Ghost Raid wrote in. Our friend the Ghost Raid wrote in. He says, "How's it going, Bad Karma Trio? I'm screaming into the void, hoping to hear a response. Last week, Chris mentioned meeting someone that hates the cold side of the pillow, and I know a similar concerning individual who activated my fight or flight, and I need some opinions on it. I know a guy that doesn't listen to music at all. He drives, cleans, cooks, lives his whole life in complete silence. He mutes music in video games and refuses to play games that don't let you mute the music. He's watched almost no movies or television because he can't shut off the music. I've seen him play Tony Hawk and Crazy Taxi with his TV on mute. He seems relatively normal besides all of this, but he horrifies me like a friend you just found out is a serial killer. I was hoping to write an unhinged question this month, but being reminded of this man made me want to know how he trips on your danger meters from this description alone. And if you know anybody similar to him, happy shame month." I don't know anybody.
I know people that started really listening to music, like understanding music late, but I don't know anyone that doesn't listen to music. That's like a red flag.
Well, Well, it's different because I know somebody who doesn't listen to music, but he doesn't go out of his way to turn it off. I know a guy. He's a voice actor. I went to high school with him. His name's Vincent Brasher, and I don't know if he's doing anything of prominence lately. I hope so. But he just told me I would ask him about his music tastes. He's like, I just don't listen to music, man. And then we talk a lot about different characters. Like he would draw too. And I saw him. He drew Jonathan Talbane from Darkstalkers, and I'm like, oh, so we start talking about that. And I'm like, well, what do you think about the soundtrack, man? Like they got some dope ass, they got some bangers on it. He's like, I don't pay attention to that shit at all. And I'm just like, I was dumbfounded. Like how do you fucking play Capcom games and you're not into music?
That's a red flag, man. I'm sorry. Anyone doesn't mean that's weird shit.
But
I've listened to music since I was a child.
This motherfucker goes out of his way to not. That's a whole nother level. That is very strange. Like not even. Go ahead.
No, yeah, that is a crazy fucking like. When I was younger, I didn't listen to music. Like, not really. Like, I didn't listen to music until I was given a device that let me do it. Because I wasn't allowed to touch the stereo. I couldn't go out and buy music. This was before I understood how the internet worked and before the internet really had any real capacity to do any of these things. Yeah. So, like, whatever music we had was just on machines that I didn't know how to operate, or I would hear it on the radio, which, again, was just not under my control. So, all of the music that I listened to for the first, like, maybe, like, 10, 11 years of my life was all against my will. Like, it was all just, like, Radio Disney or, you know, some, like, you know, salsa mix cassette tapes that my parents would have. And I didn't hate all of it, but it was just, like, nothing stood out to me because I didn't even know. I don't think there was a long period of time where I didn't even understand that you could choose.
That's so wild.
Because, like, I just thought, like, wild. I guess...
You're just saying things that are more and more alien to my mind. Like, you're getting more, like, eldritch the more you speak to me.
Well, it's not that difficult. If you just imagine, like, the beginnings of Spotify and what do you call Pandora, where you just sort of, like, put in a genre and then you would just hear a bunch of shit from that genre, I guess. Like... The lack of choice in music,
for sure, definitely affects you. But
it isn't necessarily all that alien. It's just like that's what I thought was the case. I wasn't really allowed to find anything new because my parents were older, like significantly than me, so they weren't like they wouldn't buy CDs. They still had cassette tapes that they would listen to, and they were just listening to the stuff that they listened to when they were kids because that's what everybody does. And you know, I think the first CD that I was gifted ever was my uncle bought me a Weird Al CD because he thought I would find it funny. And I was like, oh, music can be funny? I didn't know that. I didn't know that was even possible. I thought it was just sounds to make you feel things, I guess. And I was like, oh, there's words here. And then I started paying attention to actual music, and I started going out of my way to buy CDs. But even then, I had very little money. It wasn't until, like, YouTube was, like, popping off where I was like, okay, there's, like, AMVs introducing me to this music and, like, fucking... you know, just music videos that I would find, or specifically, I remember a lot of it actually was VH1.
Yeah,
those like I love the 80s, I love the 90s, like those
were
shows that would go over like those shows had like a huge influence where I feel like that was when I started like looking into shit. But the idea that you would not only not listen to music, but that you would avoid it at all costs is fucking crazy.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag. Because first of all, I mean, there's certainly times where I'm thinking like, oh, I want to turn the music down in a game, but usually that's when I'm streaming or something, when I don't want like a complicated fucking sound spectrum. It's not like so many good games are just being avoided by this guy, because I know in the original Halo trilogy you couldn't shut the music off. That was like they were really adamant about that. It's like the music is part of the experience. No. So like he just never played that. Like the idea is like, oh, I can't turn the music off at Shadow of the Colossus. I guess I'll never play Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, I don't watch movies because I can't avoid the music. What the fuck is that?
I feel like
that's weird.
I feel like music is such a like, I understand deeply diving into music when you're listening to like, listen to chords, you want to do like chord progression, or you want to actually hear every note that's playing. Like people that listen to like proper symphonies, they can't do that and do anything else, like when my grandmother is like really into like an organist playing, she's like, all right, I'm just going to listen to the organist play this music. I can see which key they're playing and I can try to map it so I can attempt to do this myself. But music is so complimentary to me that like I listen to music while I do most things. Like whenever I'm writing, I listen to music. Whenever I'm like ordering things, I listen to music. Whenever like I'm playing video games, sometimes I listen to music,
Yeah,
and
it's, it's so far baked into so far baked into us that you're able to, like, if you notice, when you were a kid, you were able to listen to music and do your homework. It wasn't like interrupting your thought process. It's just something that just becomes a soothing ambiance, essentially. Even if it's like like say I can listen to something really heavy and fall asleep to it because it just becomes like it just becomes like a mood, a noise to me, and it's not like, and it's weird and I said like it's somebody who's wired different as fuck when they can't share that experience, the normal human experience, which is rhythm and beats, like it is very fucking strange.
Get that
and
dude
someone
the Ted
to
Bundy
avoid
test.
it is like, what is happening? What happened to him for him to avoid music?
I don't know. Maybe every musician ever got
raped by a guitar.
Like, he got molested by every musician ever, and he's just like, I can't. Like, you'll never believe this. Fucking Lady Gaga, Elton John, Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan, all of G Unit,
Beethoven.
and Beethoven bursted into my room and lightly tapped me on the pee-pee. One by one until they were all gone, and now I can't listen to music. Like I don't know. That's a red flag. That is a crimson red. That is a red flag on a red sky on a planet with red grass, man. That is just. I'm looking for something that isn't red about that.
That's a red.
You know what they say, man? Like, and this is the ultimate thing because they say killers are quiet. Like that is. This motherfucker is literally quiet.
Wants silence, bro. That motherfucker wants the world to be silent. He goes outside and he's like, "There's too much noise."
He goes outside. He hears the birds singing. He's like, "No!"
In his garage right now, in his basement right now, he's working on a bomb. But the thing is, like, it's already powerful enough to destroy the world, but he needs to figure out how to make it go off silently. That's the one thing that he can't figure out. He's like, fuck, how do I do this?
He hates sound. I love the idea. I love the idea of like he wears headphones everywhere, right? And he's got these headphones on. He's like, but he hates music, so he recorded like a 24-hour long audio clip of silence and blasted the volume at full through his headphones, and that somehow works.
The idea he probably went to the desert and stood around in there and was like, good.
Just good.
Finally,
I can hear
a vulture in the background. He's like,
He hears his
finally.
He can hear his blood moving through his body. He can hear the muscles tensing when he blinks.
Have you ever been in a room that silent?
Never,
though
I'll go crazy.
I remember. I don't remember if this was L.A. or New York, but I went into one of these rooms that it's like a noise isolation room. It's like every corner of that room is sound foam and sound absorbing, and there's no sound gets in, no sound gets out. You feel like when you speak in it, it almost sounds like you have a cold, like it sounds like you're congested, but you're not. And then you walk in there, and if you stand really silently, you can hear your body just functioning. And it was the craziest experience I think I've ever had from that perspective, from like an auditory perspective, because I've never heard blood moving through my ear before.
I've heard of what
until
happened.
That day. I've never heard the muscles in my neck like moving aside as I turn my head. Ever, like, only in that room did I hear that. And I was like, I don't think I want this experience again. But
I definitely hear
it's trippy.
The blood pumping when, like, say if I have headphones that are really just not earbuds, you isolate them, you plug it in, and then they're so plugged in now you're hearing the sound coming from within your body, and you hear the arteries pumping blood, and you're like, dude, that is fucking weird.
I've never heard that, but I could always hear my heartbeat. Like I can always hear my.
You're not
heartbeat.
hearing your heartbeat. You're hearing your arteries pumping blood.
Nah, it's my heart. But I get
Okay, sure.
But like the idea of like hearing your muscles tense, because like that's a form of torture. They put you in a white room that's silent, and then you start going crazy. Your brain starts going.
Yeah,
You ever see that
literally,
Mind Freak or what is it? Minefield with the
Vsauce?
Yeah, Vsauce. He was in that white room for like a week or something. Do you see that?
It came out different.
Yeah,
it came
yeah.
out a different guy.
Yeah, he killed his wife.
Vsauce, Michael.
Yeah,
here. Vsauce.
Vsauce, Michael here.
And he stabbed her.
How alive is your wife?
And do you want to change that?
You turn around, your wife's dead. What the
Did
fuck?
he kill my wife? Did Vsauce kill my wife?
Vsauce killed my wife. That's this. That's the name of this episode. Vsauce killed my wife.
Did Vsauce
like red fucking eyes of Vsauce?
Vsauce and Andrew
Decided
Tate
I
killed my
want
wife.
to die.
It'll be that what is it, that obvious anytime Netflix or Hulu or fucking HBO Max does some like murder documentary, it's always like a picture of the guy and then like there's like a tear mark in the middle and then it's like a black and white photo.
Oh, it's gotta be him and Andrew Tate for sure. Like it's gotta be you gotta
Vsauce and one in the same.
Dude, that's such a fucking awesome thumbnail.
That is a really cool
the
thumbnail.
tear thing with it, and it's revealing Andrew Tate. Like, it's fucking awesome. That's incredible.
That's really good, but it's also
my God.
He's gonna somehow stumble upon this and be like, how did people make this connection?
I'm so.
I always imagine in my head that Vsauce introduces himself into every situation as Vsauce Michael here.
I would. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Even right when you're about to he's about to like bang his wife, and he's just like, she's just tired of it. She's so sick of it.
It walks through the door. It's like, hey, Vsauce, Michael here. It's like, God damn it! I know you. I married you.
Where's Vsauce? Hey, Michael here.
Welcome to Burger King. May I take your order? Hi, Vsauce, Michael here.
Michael.
Can I get?
Can I get?
Fucking cops pull him over. Do you have any idea how fast they were going?
Hi, Vsauce.
Vsauce, Michael here.
How fast were you going?
If I broke the law, then you broke the law trying to get me. How fast were you going?
They're beating him. Hey, Vsauce. Michael,
he's immune to damage. He's hurting. He's hitting.
How much
him.
pain?
How much
pain can I actually withstand before I die?
He's a great content creator. I love Vsauce.
He is great. He's awesome. I love Vsauce, but just like he's just got such a funny because he is so normal and intelligent. It's amusing to imagine him in scenarios like this.
He's so nice and intelligent.
He's a very normal person.
I don't think Vsauce is normal. He's too intelligent to be normal.
He appears normal. Yeah,
I met him briefly, and he seemed like the fact that he was willing. You know what? The fact that he was willing to participate in that hair cake video that iDubbbz and Joji did indicates to me that he's like probably like he's a very chill, normal dude. Like because if he was as we see him, he would never do that. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't be. I'm too intelligent to do something to spit in a vial and contribute to the fucking mix of this cake. You know. But I remember that video. They found him in the corner of a parking lot, like crouched in like the sun, and they just walk up to him. It's like, and he goes, "Hey, Vsauce, Michael."
That's funny. I don't even remember
just
that.
In the sun.
Where are your fingers?
These are your fingers. How many of them do you have? I have 38.
I have 10 and one up my ass.
38.
All right, I have 38 fingers.
Moves his hand, his fingers start like appearing, and he has a bunch of fingers on one hand.
38.
Oh my God, it's like the Witness in Destiny 2, how it like moves and it's like an after image.
He has 19 fingers on each hand. They use optical illusions to make it look like it's only 5.
So stupid.
It's like, what the
fuck,
Vsauce?
go. Get out. Shut up, dude.
Papa Jesus wrote it. He says, "Hello, you beautiful boyos. I have a deep existential question this time. Which would fuck with you the most and why? Coming home to find another you, deeply disturbed by your presence as if you were the stranger, or lounging on the couch and watching TV only to see your longtime pet perk its head up out of nowhere, turn around 180 degrees like an owl, and start speaking in tongues while looking at you. First of all,
whoa.
Are you okay? Is my question, Papa Jesus. I hope you're doing all right.
His name is Papa Jesus, so you know.
Dude,
Yeah, but, it's Papa Jesus.
Jesus, I like it.
Yeah, but I gotta say, It's
got to be the first one, man.
The first one is more distressing. Like the second one is like, whoa, that's really weird. But like, if I really needed to, I could just kill that animal.
I feel like,
or at least like run away.
Deeper than that, but also like that's more manageable still. You know,
it's somehow more I envy nobody in either of these situations, but I feel like the first one would concern me so much more deeply.
You're the clone, like
yeah, because like that would technically be the experience, because you would remember that they have all those memories. I mean, theoretically speaking, obviously, but like you would have a knowledge base to indicate that you weren't a clone. Like you would remember your childhood because it's just a copy of that brain,
right?
So to have that moment. You couldn't convince me that I was my clone. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't do it. Like I don't think you could do that. Like
but it'd be hard to be convinced by my other clone. But I could be convinced. Like
I couldn't be convinced.
Me. I'm like, I guess I'm a clone.
Because I would be like, all right, well, I'd be like, you're clearly the clone, so I'm killing you. I will kill my clone.
But it's like, but logically, it's like if you're the one coming home and the person is fucking confused, well, logically, how are you not the clone? You know what I mean? Like the person.
I mean,
it's like it would be like you coming home.
Because here's the thing. It's like I'm the type of person where it's if I knew I was a clone, I know that I would think that way, and then I would do something like that to trick my non-clone into thinking he's a clone.
You see,
I would think of that.
In what scenario? Why would you have your clone come home?
Exactly.
Or why would you have your? Why would you like? Why? Yeah, whatever.
It's not worth it. He's already like, I'm not the clone. He doesn't want to admit that he's a clone anymore, so it's too late.
I think it's the perfect time for you to have a new life. You know,
I don't want a new life. I like my life.
You can have a parallel life, but it's just, dude. Like,
I would just be like, hey, man, I guess I'm a clone.
Don't you ever have a crystal ball scenario? Don't you ever have a crystal ball scenario where you're like, oh, I wonder what would happen if I would have went this way? You just like, I wonder what would happen.
That would suck.
If I would have.
Yeah, but that's like looking into like that's passively observing. That's not like, okay, go do this side quest while I live the rest of your life for you. It's like, no, I worked really hard for that life.
So you thought you did.
I would be scared.
And also, I would have to be another version of me, essentially. Like I couldn't just be like Jonathan Edwards. Just be gay? Is that what you
said? Just try it out.
Just finally admit you're gay and go be the gay you. The gay you that you knew you were.
Dude, that'd be fucking great to know there's a straight gay version of you.
But the thing is, like, what else could I do?
There's
you know what I mean? Like, I just like, okay.
Do a T channel. Do T channel. You still do YouTube, but you just do the T channels.
I would just do more YouTube?
Yeah, but do T channels, because you do the gossip and stuff, because like the people the guys that are on top looking at some of the shit that JoJo watches, it's like these ultra gay dudes. They're just gay as fuck, and they're just, or it's not even JoJo. That's wrong. I was watching this Turkey Tom video, and it was about T channels, and like they were all like just really gay, and I'm like, so basically, if you want to break into that genre, you're trusted if you even just appear gay. You don't even have to be gay. You just appear that way and people probably respect you. So you not actually being gay, since you are a clone, you just go that route and get into it. But
I would just be me again. Like I wouldn't not be recognizable. People would be like, what is Chris Ray Gun doing pretending to be gay?
You're a clone. You're a clone. Like, this is my clone.
Is my clone? I mean, eventually, now would they believe you? I guess they wouldn't believe you're a clone unless they saw you two simultaneously. In the room.
We'd have to like live stream, and then there'd be like a whole fucking confusion.
How's Chris using a green screen like this? Oh my god!
Oh man, this is really clever. Yeah, they wouldn't even believe you at that point. It'd have to be like at fucking VidCon, you guys have to show up together.
I would.
Yeah, we would have to show up. We would have to show up in unison and then fuck on camera probably for them to be. It's like, well, that's too much. That's too much. That's not a 3D model. That's a lot of collision going on. That's a real person.
Yeah. Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot of cum. You know, you can't
That
CGI
can't be
that.
one person's cum.
really...
That's at least two people's cums.
That's at least two people's cums.
I would just be like,
Oh
I
my
would say bye to Lily. I would say bye to you guys, and I would just go somewhere else. I would just go. I'd be like, well, here you go.
I would.
What would you do? What would you do?
I'd be a bum on Hawaii.
I'd go like other places. I'd go to other countries and shit like that. I would just fucking just.
With what money?
I can just get on a freight. I can just be like, oh, I'll work on this fucking ship and just go somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
like, I would just.
He's gonna get raped by some pirates.
You really think you have the ability to work on a freight?
I probably.
I
don't think I would. I wouldn't be good at first, but I would just do it. I would just do it.
I don't think anybody from our generation has even remotely even the slightest clue as to how fucking strenuous working in a fucking coal mine or on a freight is.
Like,
he's just gonna be the pocket pussy for pirates.
Just go somewhere and go do something. I'm in the fucking in fucking Taiwan or some shit, or I'm in fucking Kazakhstan or some shit. Just like living a different life, you know. You never know. Shit happens.
But what if you couldn't watch your Marvel movies?
I'd be like, well, I could still get comics in a different language. I guess that'd be alright. I'd probably see them still there. You know, there's so much more work. Like, I understand the idea of you're never wanting to leave. Like, I understand you having your life and you're set with it, and I understand it's hard to uproot and leave that. But at the same time, it's like being given the ability to go live your life somewhere else is also a blessing. Like, would I still have the degrees I acquired as me? Because technically I'm a clone, but I'm still that guy, you know? So I still finished that amount of college as well as him. Especially if he's cloned after the point where I got them.
Yeah, but you'd be like, oh, it's Tom Sweeney.
I'd be like, oh, that's cool. And I'd go about my life as... I'd become Tom Sweeney for real. I'd be actually... There'd be a Kingston and then a Tom Sweeney out doing some other shit.
Talking.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then Tom Sweeney lives in fucking Kazakhstan, and he sets fires to like fucking I don't know. He sets oil miners on fire, and he blows them up.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until you're like, I want to live a different life, and then you go, and then some guy in Sweden goes like, hey, you want to come on my submarine? And then you go like, yeah, it's a new experience. And then you end up fucking your torso dismembered into the fucking Mediterranean Sea.
But butt slave.
But that's that's up. What's life without risk? You know.
Yeah, you're chained up. Like
risk is one thing, but
like how Zed chained up Marcellus Wallace, and that's your life now. That's your life.
What if you end up in a far worse scenario than you could have ever possibly imagined?
They're like ripping your tongue. They're like fine, I guess. I don't know.
You would not feel that way. You'd be like, fuck, this sucks.
Whatever. This sucks. I don't want to get raped till I die, but I'm here. This is where I'm at. You know. Better look.
You're roll the dice. I rolled the dice. You know, sometimes you get snake eyes.
Exactly. You know? There's no point of crying about it. That's just gonna happen. I gotta throw my hips back when it's happening. I guess make something out of nothing. You know.
Kingston, all right.
Yeah, maybe you'll get rewarded.
If you end up in that situation, tell you what, Kingston, we're gonna. If you end up in that situation, me and Derek will personally go find you and rescue you. But before we're about to rescue you, we'll leave you there. We'll just like, hey, we found you. Just so you know, we know where you are. We're gonna go. There is
no humanly possible way, one, that if I get into a serious problem, I'm calling anyone I know, because that's not the kind of person I am. I don't bring people into problems. I'd be like, hey, I'm here. Stay away from here. Here is bad. And I would just be like, that's it. If there was a horror,
you would just be content with getting rammed every day.
Bro, you gotta hope. You gotta wait for your sunshine. You gotta wait for your moment to get out of that, and then you get out of it, and you do what Marcellus Wallace did. You fuck the guy that fucked you, then you shoot him. That's it, man. You gotta wait. I'm already there. You know, like it's like people that like lose their limbs and they're like, oh man, it's like you already lost your limb, bro. Live, keep living. You're not dead yet. You do whatever you're gonna do.
I admire the optimism, but
it's too late. Okay. It's too late to cry about it. It's already happened, you know? It's like genuinely crying. It's like genuinely crying over like I'm spilling a bowl of cereal. It's like it's already spilled. I guess I gotta try to get another bowl of cereal.
It's the exact same. It's the exact same.
It's the same.
My ass is prolapsed.
It's the same kind of thought. It's not the same situation.
Yeah, okay.
But it's the same kind of thought. It's got to keep it going. You got to keep it pushing. Keep going through the fucking motions.
Yeah, they're gonna keep it pushing. All right. Yeah.
Right up inside my fucking rectum, but still, like it's.
It's
such an unfortunate
a crew of 40 fucking
singing, dancing pirates just fucking me,
just shantying up your ass.
Yo ho, fucking
away we go into Sweeney's hole. And like they're just making songs, and they have fucking 10 different songs about fucking your ass,
and they're good singers too. And they're good. They're all so good at singing.
Fucking Jonathan Young starts fucking covering these fucking sea shanties. It's about fucking pirate rape.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This scenario is fucking fantastic.
Bro. So fucked, man.
Oh, hey, okay. We gape the. I can't. Wait, let's go. Let's just go.
All right. Jeff Caceres goes, yo, what's up, guys? So this game Stray came out. It looks like a good game, but the thought of furries playing this game keeps haunting me. Somewhere out there, a person is legitimately role-playing as a cat in this damn game that's not an RPG. Thoughts? First of all, I played and beat Stray, and it's a very cute little game. Look, man.
Why are you thinking about that?
They're not hurting anybody. It's weird. It's fucking. It bothers me deeply.
It doesn't bother me deeply. It is strange. It's strange. But it's like whatever, bro. Everybody's strange.
It bothers me. I think it bothers me deeply that it's possible for a brain to be that way. I guess it's less about them and more about like the possibility that could have been me if like I inhaled like 1 more ounce of carbon monoxide when I was 2.
It's very true.
You know what I mean? Like it's like it's that
lead
shit
in
that fucks
lead
with
in the
me.
breast milk or something.
The idea that every single bad person that you've ever come across or learned about is like just a few chemical tweaks potentially away from who you are is fucking freaky.
That's freaky.
Like I don't like that.
That's like something you can't dwell on. Because then you'll just go crazy.
I know, but I think about it. I know, but I
drive yourself insane. You're a fucking maniac. You're a maniac.
I think about it sometimes. I don't dwell on it, but sometimes
I just think about it often. I don't dwell on it. I just think about it a lot. That's dwelling.
I don't think about it a lot. I think about it when it's brought up.
That doesn't bother me, bro. It's like whatever, dude.
I just don't think. I feel for the guy that like you shouldn't be so bothered by furries that a cat game makes you start thinking about.
Yeah, that
furries.
almost.
He's a furry. He's a furry. He's afraid of the furry gene. He's the one that admitted to himself.
Yeah,
he's having thoughts. He's like those Republicans. He's like those conservatives that are like, that penis kind of turned me on a little bit.
He's like one of those guys like, shut up, I feel gay. Shut up, I feel gay. Shut up, I'm stupid. You're stupid. You're gay because I feel gay. Fuck you. It's one of those people.
Yeah, I feel gay. Fuck you. I think. Yeah, it is. I will say, Jeff, like, God bless you. We appreciate you for writing in and supporting the show. But I think you might have to look a little bit inward and wonder why. Because when I see a cat, the first thing I think of is, oh, it's a cat. Like, I don't think furries. Like, and when I saw Stray for the first time, I didn't think.
Yeah, that's
furries.
A bit of
when I saw that game Biomutant with the. Where you played as like the cat people or like the little creature, the furry creature people. I did think about furries, but not enough for it to bother me. You know what I mean? Like I think there's something within yourself that you might have to face. Look, this is us being kind. It's not like an insult. We're trying to help you here because you should not be thinking of furries when looking at that game because that is just objectively a very cute. It's a very cute little game about a cat.
Like to be fair, I wouldn't. I would never play that game.
Oh really? I finished it. It's very good.
It's not a dog.
Actually,
it's not a dog. I would never play a game about a cat.
It's not a dog.
That game could not work.
Oh, absolutely not. Because you know why? Because a dog has too much brain power. It wouldn't do that.
Give me a
cat. No, it's just that a dog isn't agile enough to do the shit that you do.
Yeah, a dog's too smart.
But just give me a Garfield mod.
It's actually a Garfield mod would be awesome.
Yeah.
That game is genuinely it's weird to say, but the story in that game is actually really good. It reminds me of like have you guys ever seen Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah.
It's like a really long episode of that show, where it feels like this is kind of awesome, actually. It's got some frame problems every now and again, but cute little game. But again, Jeff, you gotta, I don't know, maybe look inward a little bit, because I'm a little concerned about you.
We care about you.
We care.
We furry intervention, man.
Sweeney is the worst improv partner in the world. Like,
Yeah.
you know that rule where you go yes and.
Yeah, yes, and you
Kingston
build on
will
that.
You will present a scenario, and Kingston will be like, no,
and
like, it's like,
asshole,
bro.
Help me,
if your scenario sucks dick, I'm not going along with your scenario.
With
Fuck
friends,
you.
with friends like these, who needs enemies? You know,
yeah.
Everybody's going through. Everybody's going through the scene. I'm like, this seems fucking stupid. No, and I walk off stage. When you get a better scenario, I'll be back.
Right, really good.
You'd be assassinated probably before you even.
Someone kills you.
Someone in improv would kill me. I feel like they are. I feel like they are that deranged if you take improv. If you like really take improv that seriously.
I mean, I took theater. I had to do some improv. We yes and is very important. It's very important.
Yeah, for fucking
to keep the scenario going.
Of course.
I actually have a Google document where I have pressed asterisk every time Sweeney has said no to anything that Derek and I have said and made it less funny than it would have been. And I'm at about 52, which in fairness, in over 100 episodes is not too bad.
That's fucking
but
awesome.
It's like awesome fucking almost half.
Hey, man. Some things are stupid. Some things you guys think is stupid, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna let you guys know I think it's stupid. I'm being real. I could go along with your dumb shit and lie to you.
But that you're supposed. That's what a podcast is. You go along with the dumb shit.
This is making more conversation. This is more dumb shit.
We call it riffing in the comedy world.
Yeah, man.
We
You figure you don't get it. Your brain's too small inside that hat. Your brain's too tight, too constricted, too fucking peewee to get.
Man, you're Sweeney would have the best like if you just blew up and became really fucking famous and you had your own podcast and you invited a guest on. It would be amazing. I would love it so much because you'd bring on these really funny people and then they would try to riff with you and then you would just be like, no, that's stupid. And then you would fucking just say something completely different. You would ask them a question and they're beginning to...
No, that's actually stupid. What if, actually, let me talk about Marvel now. And then it'd be like fucking...
You know who that is? There's a guy named...
fucking Anya Taylor-Joy is on his podcast, and she has to listen to Sweeney talk about how Reed Richards isn't smart enough in the MCU, and it's like
that would be. I would pay.
That'd
good
be
money
lit,
for that
bro.
shit.
That'd be lit.
I love watching that shit unironically when there's just someone who's terrible at hosting shows. It's so funny to me. It's so funny to me.
Fucking funny.
Did you see? Did you guys happen to catch that new Bill Burr?
No, I haven't
special?
watched it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. No,
it's actually pretty good. I was worried for a little bit because I didn't really like the first half of Paper Tiger.
Paper Tiger was kind of
yeah.
Yeah,
it was fine. And then he had that I don't know what this is recently, but on Netflix they have all these fucking famous comedian brings on their friends to do it's like this. It's usually Bill Burr, Friends Who Kill, and it's Bill Burr does a little bit of a set, and then somebody else does a set, and then somebody else does a set, and it's friends of people, and Pete Davidson did one as well, and I'm like, what the fuck is going? And they're all terrible, and I was like, oh man, I was so concerned about this one, but it's actually a really good special. Highly recommended if anybody's interested in that stuff. It's been a while since we've had a good comedy special. I think
I heard Andrew Schultz had a good one.
His is really good. I watched the pay-per-view. It was really good.
Andrew Schultz?
I haven't seen it yet.
I've only recently started looking into that guy.
Andrew Schultz is the most New York. He's the most New.
York.
He's the most New York comedian.
I'm
the most New York comedian I've seen in a long time.
When I first saw him, I thought he was a cousin of mine, and then I was like, Schultz, nah.
I don't think all his jokes are always funny, but I think his very New York demeanor is what because he says whatever the fuck he thinks. and that's very like the typical New Yorker, like I'm gonna say whatever the fuck.
It's the stereotypical.
I really like
it's the stereotypical like I don't give a fuck
I
style.
like it a lot.
I do. Yeah, I like. Well, Norm Macdonald had that one that they put out posthumously, and I enjoyed that one. But it's a very different vibe because it's not in front of an audience, so it's like, and it wasn't intended to not be. So it's a little weird. I like that special too.
Because Flagrant 2, like Andrew goes on he makes his jokes, but then in the middle of him making his jokes, you kind of find out how well educated. He's like a very well educated guy, and you're like, oh shit, this joke was like really fucking stupid. But then underneath the joke, he gives you like a lot of context of why he thinks what he thinks. Because everything is a joke to them. I guess it's a podcast that's sheerly everything. They make fun of anything. There's nothing that's off the riff. But in the middle of them making fun of things, they'll inform you about how much they know about it and then what they think about it for real. And I think it's really good. I think that's like the makings of a really, really good comedy podcast.
Yeah, it's good. Right. It's good formula. It's cool. It's good stuff. I recommend it.
Yeah. I just think Andrew's so much funnier than everybody else on the podcast. That's the only problem. He's just way funnier than the Indian guy there. It's no offense to him.
How dare you? How dare you?
No offense to him, though.
Let's see. An overly apologetic
Sorry.
An overly apologetic Midwesterner wrote in. He goes, "Yo, what's up, Derek?" and the Puerto Rican bunch. Longtime patron, just trying to actually make more use of the perks I pay for. My question is this: what is the most caught off guard / weirdest thing you've seen someone personally post online? Oh, he gives a whole fucking... Oh, wait. He has a whole nother... Oh, I must have pressed enter here and made like a new paragraph. He said, mine personally happened about 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, I've had 5 of my high school classmates die in the past 15 months. Jesus. Well, I guess...
We're close. You're close, Chris.
Is there like a fucking... like a leak or something? Is some type of chemical spill?
Well, I mean, there was kind of a global plague. I wonder how many of those. I wonder how many. I know that's like a really morbid curiosity, but I am curious. Like in the last 15 months, that's a lot of people for you to know personally to die, not from like
a year and a
COVID,
quarter.
You know what I mean?
That's nothing for 5 people. That's weird.
That's fucking crazy. I graduated in 2016 with a class of about 600, and the last 3 that died were sadly part of my friend group. Blah, blah. All right, well, kind of bringing the mood down a little bit with this, but after the last one passed after ODing on something laced with fentanyl, we call him JJ. His best friend. All right, it's all sad. It's all sad from here. I'm not gonna read the rest of this because it's very sad. Like I feel like
hey, we can make,
I don't know where to.
We can make jokes about fentanyl.
Hey, your friend's dead. I think longtime patrons actually. What did he say? The most caught off guard, weirdest thing you've seen someone you knew personally post online.
Right.
Oh, I get that everyone grieves in very specific ways, and obviously it was meant to be a last goodbye. Wait, what is this question? This is written so fucking terribly. I'm sorry,
well,
man.
I thought it was the question, but he's giving an example of his.
No,
his
I
thing.
understand, but like it's. There's like parentheses
Chris,
all over this.
Grieving.
And like
Calm down.
Right.
But you can spell check. No, this is. Hold on. You have to understand.
I'm obviously kidding, bro.
I understand, but it benefits the show for me to be angry right now. Listen, I need all of you to understand when you're writing in. I am dyslexic. I need you to write perfectly, and it's not even like that difficult of a thing to ask. I just need you to write like people. Don't emulate Sweeney's tweets when you're writing to me. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Amen.
He can't write.
Amen. You get excited, bro, and you press enter sometimes, and it's like, well, it's out there.
Sometimes.
Yeah, see, if
time.
If it was sometimes, I don't think anybody would say anything.
It's out there, bro.
It is 99.9% of the time like fucking, you know how like fucking sanitizer doesn't just one of those little germs might get through. Like you've had a tweet one time I was shocked. Like there is no typos. That is insane.
Hey man.
And it shouldn't be like that, son.
Bro, when you fail so much that when you succeed and it looks great, bro, you're on the top of the world, bro.
that's the formula.
So basically,
y'all can't tear me down, bro. I'm fucking living. I'm thriving.
I'm trying to build you up. That's what you don't understand. Bro. I'm trying to help
I'm thriving,
you.
Bro.
Okay.
The more
Alright, man.
ignorantly I post shit, the more likes it gets, man. This is how the world works.
Okay.
He's gonna interview at a hospital one day, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, so you're a nurse, right?" And it's like, "Why is it that we can't understand a single thing that you've ever written?"
Yeah, bro. And then I'm.
He types up his application. He's like, "Me want job at hospital."
That's
please.
why I'm dating a female engineer, bro, so she can do it for me, bro. Nigga, I got all the bases
Fucking
set. Y'all can't beat me. I'm there already.
Now you're
Your
dating a
application's
Mexican.
gonna say like Kongston.
Y'all can't beat me. I'm there already. I've covered the bases.
What are you talking
I'm gonna
about?
have Lily
So
do
your
it
name,
for me.
your name is Kongston.
What are you talking about, Lily?
Just type it up for me.
Con-
She's
con-
grammatically really ahead. All my interviews.
Oh,
There
we're
you
still
go.
on this. We're still here.
Yeah, you were there a second
Okay.
ago. You were there.
No. We're still at this point where you still.
Oh,
I mean,
I get it. It's her not being a real joke.
God bless you.
Right.
So I figured
Right.
out. I managed to decipher this. So basically, he just said that like a friend of his passed away, and one of their friends posted a picture of them in front of the casket.
But like in a fucked up way or something.
No, not even
Like their
particularly.
dicks out or
like,
something?
That's not
Like,
even. I think maybe the casket was open.
Nutting on the body.
The day after the funeral, Tyler posted a photo of JJ's open casket during the wake, where you can see everything but JJ's face, only because Tyler is standing in front of his casket with his back to the camera and his hands on JJ's hands, meaning someone else took the photo. I get that everyone grieves in different ways, and obviously it was meant to be a last goodbye, but I was caught off guard by it. I envy your life to have been caught off guard by that. You know what I mean? Like that's slightly bizarre, but I don't know, man. I've seen funerals where people are fucking propped up and taxidermied and in the middle of a fucking club while people are twerking. You know, it's like
That's fucking
I don't know
so
what to
weird
tell
to
you.
me. Yeah, it's so weird.
Usually, whenever I see somebody tweet something or post something that catches me off guard, it's usually
It's never people I know.
it's
Yeah.
it's never.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody that I've known.
Like I don't
Personally.
know like insane people. Like I don't. They're not like
Yeah.
I know of them.
Like maybe
you know what I mean?
somebody on Facebook that I have on Facebook, like they might post some weird shit, but I don't go on.
Oh, Facebook is
But
the
I
home.
don't-
Facebook is the
but I
home
don't
for
go
that.
on Facebook, you know. I probably should go on Facebook more than Twitter because Twitter's like.
You
but
know what?
Twitter's
I
the
do.
terror
I have
dome.
one. Now that you said Facebook, one of my friends that I grew up with, and he fucked off to France in 2010, and he's just living there illegally. He fucking when BLM riots and protesting started happening, he posted a picture. This guy's fucking Hispanic, but he's still like he just thinks maybe that gives him a pass to just be racist. But do you remember in Jumanji the monkeys tearing up the cop car? Yeah, he posted that. He posted that on Facebook, and I'm like, I used to know this guy. Yeah, and everybody was just trashing him, obviously. But it's like, I used to know this guy. We were in a punk band together. We fucking put a generator in a fucking van, and we played a show behind a fucking movie theater. And then he moved to France, and then he moved to France, and he's like, black people are monkeys. And I'm like, where did this come from?
That's not European
racism,
bro.
That's what he just moved over there, and all of a sudden, ha ha, le monkey,
Le mono.
le monkey, le monkey.
Le monco. Well, how do you say monkey in Spanish? It's mono in
I have no
Spanish,
idea.
so it's probably like monco.
I was hoping I could put this real military helmet on over
it with your fucking.
but it doesn't work. It's too big.
Ha ha ha.
I don't.
Le monkey, le black people. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It was crazy. I don't know what that
It's
was.
Guno.
Le
It's
monkey.
Guno, and then it's Sange. A male monkey's a
Sange?
Sange.
Le
What
Sange.
the fuck is that?
Sange. And a Guinon.
In
Sange.
A
French?
Guinon. Guinon.
Ha ha.
That is crazy.
Guinon.
It was
That is a wild thing to say. But Facebook is where that shit lives, man. Like I haven't gone on Facebook I usually only go on Facebook when I remember that Facebook is a thing and I'm curious about like that on this day thing. Do you remember that?
Oh.
How you could like go and see like, oh, I wonder what I said on this day and like
Right.
like I am because that's vaguely
that was the only thing that
interesting.
made me go on Facebook. But after 2 years, I was like, I saw it all.
Yeah.
I saw it all. Like, so I don't check it.
I only
anymore.
go on Facebook.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly. Like, let me check it. Let me check
I
it right
go on
now.
Facebook only to use Facebook to get me a password for something else, and then I forget my password on Facebook because I don't go on there long enough. So I have to go on there to change my password to something so I can use Facebook as a sign in for other stuff. That's all I
know exactly what you mean.
I don't use Facebook for anything at all. I hate it. In fact, I think it's like
it's weird because I know like 3 people that genuinely use Facebook and they try to talk to me on Facebook. Like somebody sent me a really nice message and I completely forgot. Like it's been days and I'm like, I didn't stop. Who fuck uses Facebook? How the fuck am I supposed to like remember to check this shit and talk to somebody?
People. Facebook it was the first one, bro. I didn't have a Twitter until very long ago. You know, so like maybe I got Twitter like 4 years ago, and I just used Facebook for not even Facebook. I used like Instagram because I didn't really use social media that much until like I became a content creator. So maybe like Instagram to talk to people, but that even in that because Twitter is for like social media, like me being an online person, and then like there's Instagram for like me talking to my friends and shit like that.
Yeah,
I've been on Twitter since 2009.
Same,
but I wasn't really using it in any real capacity. I was just kind of like following like celebrities that I thought were cool. But I think the last time that I can remember Facebook. That I checked Facebook and found something amusing on it was the On This Day thing where I posted something about Fortnite the day that it was revealed because I was watching E3 and I was like live posting like some E3
that was
stuff
fucking forever ago.
Yeah, it was like 2012 or something like that. 2013
something like that.
Maybe.
It was something like that.
And I said something along the lines of like, "This is never going to catch on."
Damn.
I mean, hey, you were somewhat right. Like,
I actually wasn't wrong because like what they were doing was like that was when Fortnite was Save the World and it was like the co-op version, like that co-op fucking you fought monsters or whatever. That did not catch on at all. It wasn't until like Battle Royale that it really fucking. Is Save the World even a part of Fortnite anymore?
I don't think so.
I have no idea.
So.
I don't know.
Of course not. Why would it be?
Part of the game anymore?
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know if I have that many things to say about this one. Like, I feel like generally speaking, most of the things I see online, like every now and again, someone that I kind of know about or like someone that I've met once will post something like really political, but in a way that's like really just kind of, I don't know, tone deaf. And I'll be like, what are you doing? But aside from that, I haven't seen really anything out of pocket. The most out of pocket shit is usually like
randoms on Twitter, man.
No, it's usually randoms or it's like I don't know anybody who's been canceled really, but like usually it's stuff like that where it's like, oh.
To me, it's old people. Whoops. When old people get on Twitter, man, they have no filter, especially old white people.
Oh my god, dude, it's crazy. They'll be in like women's like replies being like, "I'll suck your pussy dry."
Bro, old white men don't give a fuck, bro. They are God bless them, man. They are bold because they don't have consequences, and I respect their resolve. They got real zeal, bro.
It is the most Chad-like a simp can be.
Nah, bro. When they get disrespectful,
to just be like, here's my face, here's my baseball cap, here's my sunglasses in my profile picture. I'm tweeting from my car, which is, by the way, probably like a fucking Ford Fiesta. I'm going to tell you with my real name, my real face, my real car that I would like to be in your ass.
No.
And they'll fucking just say it.
No. You know what's crazy? It's little kids.
No.
I want to read this. No.
Another.
I want to read this. So there's this girl named Mia, that she posts whoops, it's a nip slip out in public.
Oh, no.
And it's like, 46K, whatever. And this old guy named Mark, first he just says, "Hi, let chat about having fun," right? And then another girl replies just saying, "No." And he replies to her saying, "Bitch, was I talking to you? Pipe down, shawty." This guy has a gray beard.
Pipe down. You know,
so good.
He was using cocaine in the 90s. You know he's using cocaine. You know.
Pipe down, shouty. That is so
Pipe
fucking
down,
crazy.
Bitch. It's either old people or
I
it's
love
little
that,
kids. Because there's times where kids, like there was one where it's like this really hot girl posted a picture and he was like, I'd fuck you silly and then come in you and get you pregnant. And then you see the profile picture and it says, I'm Kevin, I'm 8. And I'm like, bro, that's a baby just said that. That's so
well, you know
grotesque.
What it is? It's just it's a perceived lack of consequences, basically. Because like when you're a kid, you just don't think about that shit. You're just like, I'm a kid, I'm just having fun, so you don't care. You're just gonna say whatever you want. When you're old, you think, I don't got much time left anyway. I don't care. I'm gonna say whatever I want. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Put me in jail for the rest of my life? Which is like, what, like a couple more years? Fuck you. Like, so it's people 25 to like 54. Maybe even less than. Maybe even like 25 to 45. Who just are a little bit more cautious and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that because it'll, I don't want to upset anybody. It's like, that's funny, but like it might hurt people's feelings. I don't know if I'll say that. I don't know if I want to say that. But before that, it's like, before and after, that's free for all, man. Like it's nobody cares. Nobody. The most out of pocket shit I've ever seen is always a child or an elder.
Right.
Always out of pocket, bro. Straight
old
out
people being
of
obsessed with
or
saying
somebody
the
in
N-word
our
awesome.
Somebody in our age group who is mentally deficient, like very clearly, like just like beyond, like, yeah, Chris Chan's out of pocket.
Yeah,
you know.
Or those,
but he's
those
not there either.
"Quote unquote" free speech absolutist types. You know, they're just like, to make a point, they're just saying like the worst shit, and I'm like, yeah, you're really cool, man. You're really cool.
You sons of bitch.
That's so good.
I love Jordan Peterson trying to sound tough. It's yours.
Up yours, you woke moralist. Like, oh jeez. Like, I'm fucking sweating.
Good luck, you sons of bitches.
I feel like we stared at Jordan Peterson hard enough to go back into another coma, bro. Like he's just so he obviously woke up from that coma and not all of him woke up. And he's now he's on a warpath.
Dude, he fucking took a sip of apple cider and was fucked up for a month. Like that, like that's how fragile this motherfucker is.
Didn't he do like an all meat diet for a while? And now he's like,
I think he still does it. I think he still does. Well, apparently he still does it. Because he says he does, but I don't know because he said that the shit that he says, like, even he was on Joe Rogan's podcast and he was like, I couldn't sleep for a month after having apple cider. He's like, oh, you were like fucked up for a month. And he's like, yeah, and I literally couldn't sleep. He's like, and then Joe was like, well, not literally. Like, you can't not sleep for a month. And then he was emphatically, he's like, no, I couldn't sleep. I could not. I'm like, that's not real, Jordan. You can't literally not sleep.
Hallucinating. You'll be like you. The condition you'd be in would be hilarious.
You will die after a week of not sleeping. You can't function for a week without sleeping. You can say that, but it's a figure of speech where like you slept like 5 hours or something out of a week, which is like borderline you're gonna die, but at least your brain got to shut off a little bit. But yeah. Jordan's awesome. I like.
If you sleep 5 hours out of a week, the condition your mind's gonna be in is wild. Okay. You're gonna be like Scooby Doo. You're gonna be fucking. So you look like Sloth.
You just turn into Scooby Doo.
You turn into Scooby. Could you imagine?
Yes, Chris.
Before, oh my god.
You have another question?
I didn't even hear any of that. Your mic's peaking like crazy. I can't even tell if he's audibly laughing.
Oh my god! What were you gonna say, Chris?
So before we end this,
before
we outro this little show of ours, we're about 2.5 hours, which it doesn't feel like it at all, by the way. we did mention teabagging earlier in like real life, but I kind of wanted to mention this because it's kind of something that's going on right now, where there were Valorant pro players who were banned from playing Valorant professionally because they teabagged in a game and they were accused of sexual harassment.
Oh no.
Because that's the argument that's happening right now, is that whether people are genuinely arguing whether or not teabagging is sexual assault.
No, it's like that GTA fucking thing all over again.
I love that video, man. I think about that video at least once a week of like the guy with the traffic cone hovering over his head doing like the fucking Fortnite dance, and the reporter going, "The attacks are eerily realistic." And it's like, bro,
he has a cone on his fucking head.
But I just want to talk about, like, because this is fucking insanity. Like, I'm seeing a lot of takes from people who really should know better, who are just like I'm reading a tweet right now. I'm not gonna say who it's from, but I'm reading it right now. It says, "It may not be sexual assault, but in the game it is."
This is not real. This can't be real, dude. I'm
This
so
is real.
checked out.
And if you are doing it, and if you are doing it because it's funny, that's pretty fucking creepy and a sign of the rape culture of which we are living in.
Oh, could you please send that to me? Can you please send that tweet to me? I need to look at it. I need to see it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Twitter because
Please.
that's the most convenient.
Right. I need to look at this and absorb it being real, because I'm like, come on, dude. Come on.
It is so fucking crazy.
Come on, man.
That this is a genuine conversation that's actually happening. I wonder what Kotaku has to say about it.
Come on. Oh, God. Are they... It's like... This shit was gone. Let it die.
I know. For a while there, it was not a problem.
Why is this coming back, man? We don't need fucking anti-SJW 2.0, dude. We don't need that.
It's a cycle.
We don't.
It's a cycle.
Yeah. We don't need that. We do not.
That's so
Because the people that are on top of that shit right now, the anti-SJW types, they're the fucking worst humans on the platform. They're so shitty. Like we can't, man. I saw the Rings of Power trailer, and I was actually like, oh, this looks pretty good to me, personally.
No, but it was woke.
That's what I watched the trailer, and I was like,
bad. Like everyone's like, as a huge Lord of the Ring fan.
Well, okay, first of all,
that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't look bad. Really, it doesn't look quite as good. It doesn't look quite as good as the movies.
Look,
yes, I'll admit that.
Look,
right,
let's be
what's up?
Let's be very
It'll
clear.
likely be bad.
It is likely not going to be very.
I can admit that.
I have hope that it'll at least be fine. I think it
will likely be bad, but
look,
it doesn't
Amazon,
look too bad.
Dude, Amazon's been doing pretty well with series. I'm just saying.
I think they only did good with two series. They've done really
Man
good
of
with
High
those
Castle.
That's never mind. You're right. Yeah, that was a good show.
Man of the High Castle and The Boys is that's
The
it.
Boys,
There.
Invincible. Like I think they've been doing pretty well.
Invincible's great,
what
bro.
The fuck?
Invincible's
Wait, what was
great.
that? What was that? What was that face?
He doesn't like it, but Invincible's a great show. They did a very good job.
He doesn't like Invincible. You're fucking crazy.
No, it's not that I don't. It's not that I don't like it. I think Invincible's good. I just don't. I didn't love it as much as everybody else.
Great voice acting. Very good animation up until maybe at the end. It
had two. The animation's look. The animation is fine. It's not very good. It's pretty damn
good animation until the end.
I think it's good animation. I don't know what you're comparing it to. What are you comparing it to?
Maybe like fight scenes in Castlevania. Yeah, obviously those scenes are gonna be better.
Netflix is pumping Netflix loves just bleeding money into people, you know. Right. And now they're like, oh shit, we're losing money. Why?
I'll say I don't think the strength of Invincible is in the animation. I think it has many other strengths. But I wouldn't say it's like particularly well animated.
I mean,
I think it's a good show.
People watch fucking Naruto, for example. Like it wasn't about the animation either.
No. I know. I'm not saying. Again, I wouldn't describe that as like an amazingly animated show.
Fair enough.
It was a good show that I liked up until I thought it was totally fine up until that last bit with the fucking female Amber. That whole fucking interaction at the end.
I don't agree with that moment either. I think it's just kind of silly that she knew when she.
Which
part? It was just like a really.
I'm sorry. Which part?
Where she knew. She's like, oh, I knew you were a hero, but I'm still angry at you, even though by logic I should know that you actually saved us. You know what I mean? It's like that interaction.
The only part that was that her being angry about when they're on the campus and that he saved, and she's like the whole thing is like, okay, so are you implying that the only reason you're mad is that you weren't honest for me from the get-go? Is that it? Was that what it's really about?
My thing is this.
Yeah, maybe, but
for situations like MJ and Peter Parker, right? I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't have told MJ by now in their relationship. She should know he's Spider-Man.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
That situation, that is a girl he's just dating that he met like maybe a year and a half ago. She does not deserve to know he's invincible at all. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. But
it's very,
going back to the original point. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, going back to the whole thing. It's like, I mean, Invincible was a good show. The Boys is very good, but Sweeney and I were kind of both on the same page about we're not going to get into it because you haven't seen it, but like I feel anyway that season 3 kind of ends a little bit, not badly, but like a little bit anticlimactically. And
go ahead.
Man in the High Castle, I will admit, I've heard very good things about, but I have not seen.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen it. A lot of people, because it's also very like, it's very political, and a lot of people are like, I just want to like watch.
No, I love the idea. Like the idea of like, it's very Wolfenstein in the premise.
Exactly.
But like, I don't know why I haven't. How many seasons of it
like
are
2,
there?
Right?
I don't even.
It's like
it's not a lengthy thing. I don't even fucking. I was watching it with my homie years ago, and then I kind of forgot.
I gotta watch it again. I have this bad habit of just like, I watch something and then I love it, and then I just end up watching it over and over again instead of watching like new shit. Like I'm on my like 3rd watch through of Breaking Bad when I probably could be watching a fucking. Well, that's what we
do as humans.
I love Breaking Bad. I could not watch that. I've seen it 2 times there. I could not watch it again. I can't watch Game of Thrones again.
I don't know. I've watched Game of Thrones twice. Because I to prepare for I watched it all the way up until like whatever, and then I rewatched everything since the series ended. I wanted to watch it all properly again and see how I felt back to back with everything. And people are largely correct when they say when the show started to fall off, which is obvious when they ran out of fucking material.
End of season 5, after Jon Snow's death, the series falls off 110%. Yes,
so it makes sense. It's like, what are you gonna do? But I just want to say, like, to this thing that you brought up and the people complaining about this virtual sexual assault and stuff like that, man. I really hope it doesn't. I hope like people snap out of it and they're like, what are we doing? And then it just goes away fast, because it took like that last cycle it took a few years. It happened. It was like 2014 to 2018 pretty much was like, and then it was just gone. Like people stopped caring about like fucking Neil Druckmann consulting Anita Sarkeesian. Like, what world were we living in when that was even like a thing at all, so to respect her opinion?
That's so crazy.
Bro, like, it is crazy.
That is a world that we were living in that world for a second, where it's like, I feel like even Neil was probably like, what the fuck was I doing? Why was I doing that? I'm gonna just make some video games now or something. I don't know. Maybe he feels different. Maybe he's looking for another one. I just feel like that was a weird time. And I don't want it.
Apparently, they're. I'm just reading this now, but I thought it was worth kind of bringing up.
What happened?
But like, apparently, this has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but I found it interesting.
Okay.
They are retroactively patching Stranger Things.
I saw that too, but what are they patching?
What the fuck is that? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to read through this article. We have George Lucas things also that people don't know about. Long-standing rumor that a shot of Jonathan photographing Nancy from behind the bushes outside of Steve's house had been removed has proven to be false. Editing a continuity error after the fact would be fairly innocuous, if not for the... I don't know. It looks like we're getting into this weird territory of like movies and television shows being patched as things get a lot more complicated and intertwined, because like we're in a fucking cinematic universe world. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, it's kind of like what they did to fucking GTA, right? When they patched the
guy's literally fucking... yeah. Well, it's literally George Lucas shit. It's just like, just leave shit as it was.
Right.
I couldn't believe Jabba the Hutt wasn't an alien at first. That blows my mind.
Yeah, it was a guy. It was just some fucking fat
some
guy.
barbarian looking dude. And I was like, what
It was
the
so
hell?
fucking weird. It looked like John Candy. He looked like John Candy in Spaceballs. Just like such a fucking bizarre
That's such
looking
a
dude.
wild thing. I've seen Star Wars so many times. I did not know that at all. I even slightly.
I remember it was one of the
Pretty cool.
first things I learned about Star Wars before even. Well, I mean, not technically, because I'd seen like Star Wars gangster rap and fucking all the parodies and stuff. But like the first thing I learned about Star Wars for real was that Jabba the Hutt, that fat character that I'd seen on the internet a couple times, was actually like some fucking fat guy originally. Can you think of a guy who got a worse deal than this guy? Who got like he was just some guy in a fur coat, and then they CGI'd a fat, disgusting, slovenly slug over him.
What makes it crazy is that even in like a movie that came out like Spaceballs, just like not a new movie, already had Pizza the Hut as that. So they must have edited that so long ago into him being a slime guy. Because the second and third movie, even he was already a slime person. So they must have like I feel like maybe the theatrical release was like that, and then before it got to VHS, they changed it.
Maybe
Can't
so,
believe you brought
because
up
what?
No, I'm just like remembering Spaceballs now. But isn't is Mel Brooks still alive?
Yeah, he is.
I don't know.
He's old as dirt, but he's still alive. He's absolutely still alive.
96.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
I was like, he's old as dirt, but he's still alive. When he passes, I'm gonna have a marathon of his movies for sure.
He's as old as he's as old as Dick Van Dyke.
You mean
Dick Van Dyke's alive?
No, he's not.
Dick Van Dyke is 96
Penis
years
Van
old.
Pussy is still alive?
Dick Van Dyke.
Sorry, excuse me, Penis Bad Lesbian. Sorry,
No.
excuse me.
It's something different.
It's the hard.
It's the heavy F word. It's penis bad F word. That's that.
But I mean, if you want to be politically correct, you would call him Penis Van Lesbian. That would be his real name.
His name in the meme is Pussy Truck Faggot is what it is.
I know.
That is the fucking wildest. That is the wildest thing ever.
That's funny.
It is too funny for me to care. It is too funny. It is too funny for me to care that I've said that because it is.
That's a funny fucking
bleep those out. But god damn, it's so funny.
No, that's funny as fuck.
All right.
Those are the best jokes, aren't they?
They are. All right, let's wrap this fucking thing up.
I was listening to Come Town, and they said they're gonna have on Simon Pegg and ask him, did they used to call you Seaman Pig in high school? And I just like because it's like it is so unclever. It is the least clever thing you can think of. That people used to call Simon Pegg Seaman Pig, and now
I watch.
That's it.
I watch
That's
Come Town. I've watched Come Town. Like I started watching it recently, and I am mind blown by the grade of comedy on that show. They don't give a fuck, bro. It's such little effort they put into the
Nick
show.
Mullen is my hero, dude. But they're so now that the fat guy left, Stavros, they're now gonna they're literally buying. They just bought a space and they're gonna make a studio, have legit cameras. They're actually gonna make an effort, and it's called the Adam Friedland Show. It's I'm really excited. So anyway, continue, Mr. Raygun.
Oh well, we're just getting ready to end this son of a bitch.
Let's
If you like what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to a bonus solo episode. I believe Derek's just went live.
Yes,
I
sir.
think, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes,
so
sir.
yeah, so that's up, and then I think I'm next at the end of next month, and it'll be a fun little cadence that we're gonna get into. $5 gets you a question right on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. This one payment in, you're in for good. And $25 gets you named Dyslexic right at the end of the show, which I will
That's
not.
the ring of power right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's scary.
It's the ring.
I don't want to see that.
That's the ring. That's the.
you don't want to see
That's
that.
the ring. That's the ring
me.
of property right there. That's what that is. That's the ring of property, bro.
Whoa.
It's still focusing on my face. Come on, bitch.
She gonna take your last name? She gonna
Dude,
take your last name, bro?
Of course.
That's it. That means she's yours, dude. That's fucking sick, man. Hit that bitch,
Oh my
bro.
God.
Kidding me?
Fucking strike her, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I am going to Shoryuken! Like, boom, dude. Her jaw is snapping off, dude.
Yo, that's
like, as
so
soon as,
fucking cool, dude. That's so fucking sick, man.
It's great to own property.
It is, man.
It really is.
I gotta get a...
It's the only property that you can own.
The only property, literally. That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's all we get. That's all millennials can get.
Maybe that's. You know what? Honestly, maybe we've just cracked the code. Maybe that's why Andrew Tate is exploding. Maybe that's why children are like extra misogynist. It's because the only hope of owning property is just having a woman.
That's crazy.
Because a home is impossible.
Real talk.
I love
real
that.
talk, man.
I love the idea of being able to marry and immediately hit my wife. That sounds like such a fucking present. Such a gift.
Beautiful.
Anyway,
let's take it home, boys.
You want to count me down?
Three,
count me down.
2, 1.
It's
the first one.
just already because it's fucking emoticons of like a surprise face going like this. So like I don't know how to read that. It's like, thanks a lot, asshole. What's your name?
That's funny.
All right, Kelby. I got your fucking address. I farm horses for their milk. Sweeney loudly screaming the N-word in my dead silent 9th grade English class because my headphones unpaired.
Oh my god. That's
oh my
perfect.
god! What are you listening to our podcast in the middle of fucking English
your fucking
class?
classwork, dude? Jesus,
that's awesome. I like
that is great.
it.
There was no. I love that because like when I was a kid in 9th grade, I don't think there was no way that I was like I had headphones. Like I couldn't listen to anything in private.
Do
you know what I mean?
Homework,
like that wasn't an
bro.
option.
Do your classwork.
Mm-hmm.
This is why everybody's so.
Everybody's
so stupid. No one does their classwork. Everybody's instead of fucking learning, they're like, "Oh, this guy's saying a joke." Do your classwork, man. Especially then, like I feel like in high school, like a lot of it's bullshit, but like at least pay attention to the bullshit. They teach you taxes now in high school. At least pay attention,
That is crazy that.
Oh, they're actually doing that?
It is fucking astounding, by the way. How lucky are we that we just barely missed? This country's been a thing for like almost 300 fucking something years. And we only just now started teaching taxes in schools. That is fucky wucky McFucksuck, man. That's fucked up. I hate that so much. Sorry, I'm getting upset.
I couldn't agree
Taxes
more.
makes me upset. Makes me angry.
Couldn't agree more.
Storm Boy's life and what he like. I don't know. The daring driver Dan seriously regrets his actions. Oh god, fuck, get me out of Dweeney's dong. It reeks of piss and cum in here. Your noble truth. A sentient cum sock. As a teenager, I once snuck into an R-rated movie not realizing it was Human Centipede. Man, God bless you.
Fun times.
Fuck traveling overseas. I'm traveling into her ovaries. Mojave Scribe. The First Church of America challenges the First Church of Keith David to a fight. There can only be one. Nancy Pelosi is killing a Palestinian with her massive tits. Fresh fecal fiesta. Obi won't you blow me. A fucking prawn. Glasses are just real life FOV sliders. Zach cool number. Sweeney, I'm getting closer to your butt. XOXO. Big Papa Shack. Tevin de Black. Kremlin de Gremlin. Binkus Stinkus. George Hard R. Martin.
I love that name. I think Tolkien should be the same thing because he's got 2 R's.
Hard R tokens.
Yeah, so he should be like Hard R Tolkien.
Don't do that.
Come on, every double R has got to be Hard R from now on. That's the rule. Biden's gonna sign that into law.
This is the name that I have to read. So
God, God, Hunter, Biden.
It's
God,
Leviosa, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Mitch McConnell's tortoiseshell, Saint Maxi, from the makers of They Them Pussy, it's They Them Come. All's the Wall, okay, you said it right. Making out with Dave Rubin to own the libs. Mega Man X8 guy, and I give up. I'm out of the funny Battle Network legacy collections. Let's go. You guys need to write better, please. Avi, Sweeney disagrees with CRT. Sweeney 2 moments later describes and agrees with the main tenets of CRT. What was it? Oh, critical race theory. I forgot what that even.
Critical rat theory
meant.
I think it's about rats.
More like critical retard theory.
Critical gape theory.
City boy. Wage slave 583. Long schlong McGon. I feel gay. Fuck you. Sonic got to work. His hands a blur as he stitched and dressed the wound. Your pants are bloody. We need to take them off. Dead inside. The Papini Brothers Emporium of Bullet-Filled Uncles. Shrinkus Funkeldunk. The warlock who is using transversive steps. M to F people are just angry because they thought it was easy for girls to get laid, not the uglies. I don't know what any of that means.
Male to female.
Paraplegics. Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't even... The second it goes into that, I stop doing the math. The second you go into one layer of like, it's like double negatives at the moment. It's like, just tell me what you mean. Like,
yeah.
Too tired. Paraplegics aren't people because people are bipedal. I have PPSD. Riber525 and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. Misogyny is a religion and I am its pope.
Damn.
Fun fact, if you go to GoFundMe.com/AmericanJojo, you can help a creator that has brought us so much joy. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Peace.
Hell
Peace.
yeah.
Thank you.
That's positive right there.
That is positivity. That's nice. It's nice after the fucking hellscape that we went through today. Tell him Steve Dave, Antiphus Maximus, wielder of the enchanted bike lock. God is dead because Amber Heard shat in his bed. John Strickland, Mr. Rogers shows you around his crib, but he is not your neighbor. Mercs 1889, Downey McFrowney, alternate universe Sweeney, where he's the same in every way except he's also a big Reagan supporter.
Man, shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth.
I love it.
That is fucking funny.
I couldn't imagine myself being a Reagan supporter at all. That's such a far-fetched
Can you imagine? No. Imagine being the same exact way that you are now, but also
that doesn't
being a
make
Reagan
sense.
supporter. That is
How
does that work?
So much of me hates. So much of who I am is because of my dislike of Reagan.
I'm not super sure. I don't know what I did to Kingston Jameson, but I would sure hope he forgives me one day.
Fucking monster of a human. Fucking literal bad person. Literal bad person. Like, I hate him. I hate him so much.
The oddly sexual moaning of the biometric scanner on Solar Opposites. I haven't caught up with Solar Opposites. I like the first season.
I saw season 2. I didn't see any more than that.
The first Church of... I saw the one where they went into that movie about... That Christmas movie about the Turbo Man and the kid becomes like a dictator. This is a pretty decent episode. The first Church of Keith David, y'all can stop being gay now. Why do Puerto Ricans talk so fucking fast? I don't think we talk fast at all.
In Spanish, we talk
do
fast.
In Spanish, yes, but like in English, I don't think we talk particularly fast.
It also sounds really silly. Now that I learned Spanish from another group, Puerto Rican Spanish sounds horrible to me, and that's a sin. I'm a traitor. Yeah, I'm a traitor now.
That's I guess you know how easy it is to not do anything in the Underground Railroad.
Dang, man, it's crazy.
Pretty sad. Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Roz, ain't it a kick in the dick? Blake 896, Chris consuming the essence of 117 masterful queefs from a 6'10" man named John. He also likes green. Ryan Lucchese. Lucchese doesn't like. I don't care if your name's Ryan Lucchese. I'm saying Ryan Lucchese. I fucking hate Ryan Lucchese. I don't like that name. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Change your name to what I prefer, is what I'm saying. Sloshy Scout, edgy, masculine, and aggressive gamer. Gamers in all caps. Yeah. Depraved McBooty Warrior, ba booty. Hard Hat Skydiver, Alaskan Oilfield Trash, Marcus Shorten, Game Controller 25, 11 Nords, Marcus Penis, and his Hammer of Dong.
That's
so dumb.
Fucking awesome. The Hammer of Dong.
The Hammer of Dong. I fucking hate that.
It's just a dick fucking destroying everything. Dom, give me the Hammer of Dong. Sure, Markies. I'm coming right over.
Stop.
Oh my god, it's not even remotely.
Right over. That's not even fucking.
I'll be right there.
Dom sounds so far away from that, it's outrageous. That is like if you were describing Dom to someone and you said that, they would never guess. You sound
Speedy Domzales.
You sound like a Mexican from the Selena show. You don't sound anything like Dom.
She was killed by a fan. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, she was killed by somebody that worked with her. Worked with her as a stylist.
She was killed by the president of her fan club.
But she was also like one of her stylists, and she murdered her. She went there to find out why she was taking money from her because she trusted her so much, and then she killed her.
I'll kill you, mijo.
Hija.
And then
I'll kill you, hija.
I'll kill you,
mija. Excuse me, mija. She just calls everyone mijo.
Really sad. It's horrible. She was a really beautiful woman too.
Lobotomized Jesus and his merry band
man.
of figure nuggets. And this next question is a bunch of question marks. I can't potentially read that.
'Cause I'm dreaming.
To infinity.
I've come tonight.
To infinity. And I'm gay.
Derek, you lagged when you
name.
said that.
I still
think
about that every once in a while.
The only stick I touch while driving is my penis. Parentheses, I masturbate while driving. Wasn't an escalation, but a brief moment of levitation. Yummy, come inside my tummy. Jackson Absage, Bradley Brave, Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager. Eighth Earring, Chris Gate, my Bajillion Hunting Ass. Chris, I can't believe Derek described EDF almost to a T in episode 117 at minute 37 seconds. EDF,
Earth Defense Force? What?
Yeah. Well,
did I actually talk about that game or no? I don't.
You must have.
I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I did.
I'll be real, man. I forget, and this is just the case when you do a lot of podcasts. I forget what the fuck. Like the second we're done recording, I don't know what the fuck. Like the only reason we're able to even make thumbnails for the show is because we write a document, and I'm able to look at what we supposedly talked about.
Yeah.
Anyway, rounding out our list is Nikki Ziggy. Shout out to Nikki Ziggy. And as always,
the king
of haphazard.
King of nigger. I'm cutting that. It kind of just slipped.